What's up, fight fans? And we are back at it with another edition here at Round One Sports TV. I'm always your host, Round One. And yo, we got an amazing announcement, which you probably heard all over social media. Devin Haney signing to Zuffa for $100 million deal, 3-fight deal. What does this all mean? Fighters going to Zuffa. Does this mean the Alphabet Boys are really being threatened? We're going to break down all that and more. So don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, become a Round One Sports Talk member. And like always, let's hop right into this episode. Front line, what it do, baby? Well, well, well. Man, we have arrived. Zuffa Boxing has arrived. And they're making a pretty bold statement, I would say. Some fans are even just fans, like sheep being led, right? And quickly, a lot of fans are saying that Zuffa Boxing is the next thing, the next entity in boxing. Well, those must be the boxing fans that put the cart before the horse. You know, the fighting fans that says that Tyson Fury would beat AJ or AJ would beat Deontay Wilder. Remarkably, we've never seen that. But yet, fans will come to social media and voice their opinion. Just like the fans are coming to voice their opinion about Zuffa Boxing and what they're doing. Although, if you was to really look at everything that's being said about Zuffa, it's not all positive. I've even went further and looked at UK channels, and there has been a lot of reports about Zuffa and what they're trying to do with their fighters. I think Devin Haney and a lot of the fighters that signed on the dotted line soon will discover what Zuffa has in store for them. Meaning, the UK channels are reporting that they want to feed Jayo Pataya to Billiam Smith. And they're saying like, Zuffa wants the best, fighting the best constantly. And that in fact, they're going to go right through their fighters. They're going to take their fighters and they're going to put them through a meat grinder. The life expectancy for a UFC boxing fighter might just be 6 years. That's it. At the rate that Zuffa Boxing is going, they're trying to take all the new stars and take the toughest fights and put them together to prove that Zuffa Boxing is putting the best fighting the best. Well, Zuffa, this isn't mixed martial arts. This is boxing. You don't take punches for 25 minutes. You take them for 36 minutes. And although in UFC it might seem like it's a more brutal sport, name me a sport for 36 minutes you only get punched in the face and the body. In the UFC, I could wrestle you on the ground for 10 minutes. That's a third of the time. UFC fighters might retire just fine. But boxers, we pay a bigger price. And Dana White and Turki Al-Sheikh has to understand that these boxers are not sheep. And they're not punching bags. For you to come out and want to put your product and sacrifice the guys that you signed first. Because it seems like Zuffa's in here for the long haul. Right? In order to win you over as fans, what do? Business 101. You give them the biggest and exciting fights. Then you tell them, now you pay high prices. After they have you spoiled with their product, of course, things are going to change. Eventually, that Zuffa belt and their organization is going to try to push that their belt is the best belt in all of boxing. Why? Because they have the toughest fights, the toughest fighters, and the best champions. And it seems like a lot of fans are going to social media and right now raving over Zuffa. Why? Because their favorite fighter just signed on the dotted line. So they're running where their favorite fighter is headed. That's the direction their fans are running to. The fighter they support. And I understand that. But is your fighter doing the right thing? Is the Zuffa move the right way to go? I've said all of that to say this, that in the sport of boxing, it's always been a sport where we've been from the show me state. Am I right? You're going to have to show me. So in Zuffa, as a boxing entity that's coming into boxing, well, my friend, shouldn't we be reserved in the fact you're going to have to show me? Why do we allow Zuffa to come in on year one and dictate what boxing should be and how boxing should be structured? Now, I see what you're doing, Zuffa. You look like $1 billion entity that's coming around throwing money everywhere and buying out the little guy. You look like you're going to be our savior. And it's all good with all the names that you are signing. But at the end of the day, the freedom of a boxer to collect off his own pay-per-view, off his own gate and revenue, because at the end of the day, he is the one in the ring taking the punches. Not Dana White, not Zuffa. The fighter. They're in the ring taking the punches. But yet, you mean to tell me that Zuffa dictates the revenue, the pay-per-view sales, and whoever sponsors you, and everything else in between. But yet, they disguise that by telling you, in Zuffa, this is the real belt, you don't pay sanctioning fees. Damn it if you don't. You pay triple sanctioning fees in Zuffa than you do in regular boxing, as a matter of fact. Why do you say that, round one? How do you have, what do you have to prove that, round one? That you pay triple? Why would you say that, round one? Why? If you take away my sponsorship, my rights to pay-per-view, and my rights to the gate, that's a triple whammy. You're entitled to that, Zuffa. You pay me on a salary, on a set-based amount. You're acting like we had we make a contract, a negotiation, and a set price. That's not how boxing works. I thought we had a Muhammad Ali Act that protects the boxer so that he is informed on some of these net worth, like the gate, like sponsorship, like pay-per-view. Shit, didn't Errol Spence Jr. make upwards of 20 million plus? How about Ryan Garcia? How about Tank Davis? How about David the Monster Benavidez? All cashed in on pay-per-view buys, but not in Zuffa. That's all theirs. But you don't pay sanctioning fees. Which way do you want them to dress it up for you? How blind as a fan do you really want to be? Do you want to turn me off right now and not hear what I have to say? Then do it. Why? Because you're scared from the truth. From the truth. And the truth is, let them prove themselves first. How many times are you going to allow something to come out, be shiny, flashy, and you, oh my God, that's got to be the way? No. You're being led to slaughter. And if I'm not right, well, then prove it. Prove it by the long years of Zuffa boxing, giving back to the boxer, supporting their world champions, treating the boxers right, making the fights we want, giving boxing a schedule. Well, damn it, let them do that first. That's all I'm saying. Do that first. Come back and talk to me. You can't come in and think that you're going to throw around a lot of money, announce big contracts. Conor Benn, 15 million. Has Conor Benn ever come out and say he got 15 million for that fight? Anyone, please. It's like I told you, that might be above our pay grade. The particulars in a contract. Not all contracts are worded the same way. And not all contracts are just cut and dry. 15 million for a fight. No, my friend. Don't be foolish. That contract was spread out through a month fights, and I told you here at Round One Sports Talk, if Conor Benn had any intentions of signing with Ed Hearn back after a one fight deal, he wouldn't have ran out like a thief in the night. And I said, expect this. Conor Benn will sign to Zuffa right after this fight. What happened? Bing, signed. And I told you, it was a $15 million contract. They're just not telling you the particulars. That's all. So I want to know what you guys think. My co-host Frontline is here up on the panel. Frontline, how you doing, my brother?
What's going on?
This is in the building. Can you go back and catch up on the chats?
Yeah, people got a lot to say about this.
Know what you guys have to say. Catch up on the chat for us, my brother.
I got you. People got a lot to say.
On the big screen.
Michael says, I ain't even gonna read his comment. Fuck him. Kill He Batman says boxing sucks. So why you here? WMS salute. He says Bill Corden to Coach Malecki's couldn't answer any questions or provide any details. Haney's are straight bullshit. Facts. Crown. Papa Pimp Haney is talking shit with Zuffa blessing. All these YouTube pumping up weak ass Haney like if he is it. LOL. Dr. Payne says checking in from Florida, love, peace, and dreadlocks to Round One Sports Talk. Crown says Zuffa, the new USFL or XFL. Jason, salute those. He says, what up, Round One, the front line, and Devin ain't worth no 100 mil. Facts. Lance, checking in from Kick, says, hey, Montalvo 74. Glad I caught you live. Stock Chasers, salute, el brother, Zuffa, boxing, numero uno. He says, what pay-per-views? Who's selling pay-per-views? You need to stop it, Round One. Tank, Canelo are the only two selling pay-per-views in America. Pay-per-view era is dead. You don't know what you made. You don't know what he made. Stop capping. Oh, it
Stop.
gets better. Hold on, Edward. It gets better. It gets
Okay,
better.
go read it.
Round one, I'm on your ass with the cap. I paid $13 for Paramount a month. Go ahead.
Oh,
Now get at him. Now get that stock. Get that stock. Get him.
okay. Hold on. Stock chasers, my man. Check this out, right? First of all, this pay per view nonsense. You're trying to go back and forth with me. I don't know why, right? Because stock, do your research, my nigga. Right? Check this out. Pay per view is alive like a motherfucker. How you seen the PBC put David the Monster Benavides fight? It was pay per view, wasn't it? Wasn't that just the other day? So stop the cap, stock chaser. And as a matter of fact, as far as pay per view gates and shit like that, I'm on yo ass. Check this out. Know your facts, stock chasers. Right? Did you not just know that Naoya Inoue last Saturday broke the fucking highest fourth pay per view gate ever in boxing history? Yeah, that's right. The fourth. That means it beat out Canelo and Triple G at the gate. That shit did like 21 million.
And
Now,
not to
you know,
mention, and
wait,
not
wait,
to
wait.
mention, and not to mention, 500,000 were pre-ordered before the fight even happened.
That was the Naoya Inoue fight. Yeah, I was getting to that. 500,000 people pre-ordered the fight before the night of the fight. 500,000. There's not no fighters in America doing 500,000 on fight night. Yo, stop the cap, stock chasers. Please do your homework before you say some dumb shit. Yo, Naoya Inoue and Junju did 32 million at the gate. 32 million at the gate. 500,000 pay-per-view buys before the fight was even streamed. We're not even talking on live. We're not even going there with the numbers. Talk about pay-per-view money ain't alive. Is Stock Chaser okay? Yo, Stock Chaser, you do know
He drinking
that
that Haney Kool-Aid.
he is. Yo, Stock Chaser, you do know that they all the promoter companies, all the top promoter companies, the Zone, went with the Zone, Top Rank, Matra, Top Rank, Frank Warren, um, um, Golden Boy, fucking Ed Hearn, all of them, they all went to the Zone. Why they go to the Zone, stock chasers? Because in the Zone you only gotta pay one fee for that the network puts that spy app on where you can't stream the fights. They pretty soon Fire Stick Boys are gonna be outside by themselves if you don't pay for a subscription, because it's gonna be easier to control one network rather than all the networks. The same shit Dana White was doing in the UFC. That's why dudes couldn't pirate the UFC a lot. Because in big cards, Dana was paying for that piracy shit. Now that all the promoters are at the Zone, guess what they're going to do? Guess what they're going to do? You only got to pay one bill for one DAZN. I don't know what the fuck. Pay-per-view is about to go like this. Back on a rise. We about to get back up there on pay-per-view. What they need to do actually on pay-per-view is lower the price a little bit. They'll get the consumer in and like business, little by little, raise it. That's just business 101. That's what they're going to do. They do that to us all the time. They lower gas, raise it back up. Lower it, raise it back up. That's business 101. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what is Stock saying? Read the chat.
Yo, shout out to True Power Media in the building. Zuffa Boxing number one.
Super
Saddle
Boxing, who
Bolts.
said that?
Who do you think? Stock chasers. Yo, and by the way, let's make this clear. Let's make this
Stock
clear.
chasers on that bullshit tonight, huh?
No, no,
Super Boxing number one.
but hold
He's
on. But before
crazy.
before before I keep reading, let me make one thing clear.
What?
It is not official yet that Haney signed to Zuffa. There's nothing official. This is all speculations.
All right, check
There's
this out. Check.
nothing official. Is it leaning that way? Yes, but there's nothing official, and the dollar signs are not
Okay,
official either. This
although
is just the
Danny
Haney's
Haney,
capping.
although Danny Haney's sending frontline David Haney checks, right, and he
Get
just
the
wants
fuck
to
out.
make sure
Fuck Devin
that
and Bill.
he's saying that there's no official, nothing official out here, right? Listen, let me tell you something, right? If you're like a fan, like Stock Chasers, right, and you're out and about with Devin Haney, and usually Devin Haney and Stock Chasers, they're gonna be holding hands, you know what I'm saying, while skipping and whistling, right?
Like Bud and Turkey.
Yes, exactly. They're gonna be like that, right? If you're like attached to the hip with that, you're gonna obviously migrate wherever Devin Haney goes to Zuffa. Just because Devin Haney went over to Zuffa, what does that mean? Nothing. Actually, I'm a little bit more disrespectful right now, right? Because I think if you can't make it in boxing, go to Zuffa, where they're just throwing around money. If you can't make it in professional boxing, they just go to Box Lab, Pro Box, Zuffa. No, I strike that. Pro Box and Box Lab, y'all the shit. Zuffa is not proven. That's where I'm at. Box Lab, Pro Box, y'all are worthy. Y'all got champions that came out of your organization, out of your entity. Pro Box. Some champions that came through Pro Box became world champions. I can say that much about Pro Box. Y'all the shit.
Yo,
Sufa?
won't you show Stock
Sufa?
Chasers the Sufa belt? Show him the Sufa belt.
Sufa? Wait, hold on. What the hell is a Sufa belt?
Show him the Sufa belt. Show,
I'm about to go get it. I didn't
go
want
get
to
it.
go get it. I swear to God, tonight I left it downstairs for a reason. I
Nah, you
said,
gotta
I'm
go
not
get
going to
it.
make fun of Sufa because I really want them to prove themselves. You guys might think that I'm like actually taking like a shot at Sufa, but you're not listening to me. You're not actually listening to me.
No, you gotta take a shot at. Fuck that.
What I'm saying about Sufa is I respect competition. I want them to be around. I want them to be unquote the savior of boxing. I really do. All I'm saying is, motherfucker, can you prove it? Can you at least do something first besides signing a few names?
Hey,
Am
Stock
I
Chaser said,
supposed
"Go
to
get
get
it, bro. Go get it,
yo?
bro."
Am I supposed to be like Marilyn Monroe underneath a New York City fucking thing, blowing up my
Hey,
dress?
Stock Chasers wants credit for the hubcap he stole for you.
Bro, listen. Stock Chaser gets no credit for the hubcap because he brought the wrong one back.
Yeah,
He
he bought a
brought the
lawnmower
wrong one
hubcap.
back.
He bought the
Yep,
lawnmower.
yep. He was out there with Devin Haney fucking around. I on that bullshit. I and they done
Yeah,
stole the wrong hubcap. Yeah, you don't get paid for not doing your work properly. Just like Devin Haney needs
that's
to
that
get his punk
bullshit.
ass back in there and fight real champions. Fuck that super shit. Yo, listen, Devin
Yo,
Haney's
that's
a
that
smart.
bullshit, Edwin.
Listen, Devin Haney's a smart man. I don't want to believe Devin Haney would ever fight for the super belt. I don't. My skin crawls a little, right? What Sufa needs to do is Sufa needs to establish their own Abdullah Mason, their own Camille Moten, their own Vargas, Emilio. That's what they need to find. They need to find those guys and bring them up in Sufa and they're established. See, Devin Haney's recognition, his credibility, the reason why they signed him to that 100, because he made himself in professional boxing, not in Sufa. You can't take what Devin did with the alphabet belts and then Sufa is going to sign him and say, that's what we have. No, no.
Hey, so
That's
check
what
it out.
they say.
The rumors. I'm telling you the rumors. Nothing's official. You know we don't like talking bullshit without facts. But the rumors is that they're trying to set up Richardson Hitchens versus Devin Haney for the Super
Oh,
Bowl
that's
at 47.
100. That's 100.
Now here's the question I got
I don't
though.
even feel that that's a rumor. I feel that that's the way. That's the way. Zuffa. If Sufa's
But
paying
here's
you
the
this much
question though.
money, this is what they want you to do.
Could it be possible that Hitchens will get on the scale and back out of the fight? Fight day.
No, no. See, because from what I'm understanding, in fact, with the Sufa contracts, if they offer you a fight and you deny it, they take away a portion of your money.
Well, it's not denying. He caught the duck
No,
fruit the day
no,
of.
no jokes, no jokes, no nothing, no way out of it. Sufa's cut and dry, from what I'm hearing behind the scenes. They're really cut and dry. They told you we're gonna require your services for this much money. It does not matter the name we put in front of you. You must take the fight. That's what they're saying. If Devin Haney says no to a fight, well, that's a percentage of that 100 million gone. If you say no too many times, legally, they don't have to pay you a dime. Devin and his dad can cry into their fucking. Dana White is very smart. Very smart. Turkey has a bunch of fucking Harvard grads and a billionaire. A billionaire? What do you think he got? A bunch of smart people that are thinking of all the probabilities before they word that contract out. Do you think it's just as simple as writing it in crayon? Here, Devin, 100 million, sign right here. Or do you think that those people, $100 million, I understand we're on YouTube. I understand that you're at your house. And I understand that the world has you programmed to just say 100 million. You have no idea what that kind of money can do. None. $100,000 would change your motherfucking day, now wouldn't it? We're talking about $100 million. You think these guys just went in there? Hey, Devin, sign right here. We don't give a fuck what you say. You can deny anything you want, whatever you want to do. No. There are stipulations in a contract.
Hey, and by the way, there's a video on Fight Hype where they ran up on Tito and going into the gym, and they asked him, "Yo, how do you feel about Haney having a getting $100 million contract?" And he even said it. Till said it. Yes, boy, he ain't getting no 100 mil. I don't know who the fuck they fooling, but let me continue on with the chat. Yo, salute to Vincent in the building. He said, "Round Uno, what's up?" Dr. Payne says he's just trolling you. He's chasing clout by trying to troll you. That's why Chase is in his name. He's talking about stock chasers.
Yeah.
Boots will be joining Sufa after he gets whooped from Young King Zayas, says Vincent.
Okay. Stop right there. Stop right there, guys. Even in the boxing voice, I'm fucking baffled. Right now, Ness is actually live. There are a bunch of callers calling into the boxing voice, and I hope and I pray to God, I just dropped the link, that you guys are here. Right? And I noticed that Ness let a lot of you guys get by because Ness is smart. And I noticed that he let a lot of you guys get by. Clip this, send it to him, do whatever you want. Right? But here's my problem. Whether or not the audio from Devin Haney was before or after doesn't matter. The message is being said that Devin Haney offered Jerron Buchenis to fight him at a catch weight at 152. Then Jerron Buchenis goes back and says, yo, you never even fought at 147. I never, I'll fight you at 152. No problem. But I never heard anything back from him. Let's just stop right there. Okay. For instance, first of all, Did none of you guys realize or punch holes
Yo,
in the lies?
Stock Chaser just threatened you. He said, I'm going to tap in as soon as I finish dinner. Don't you worry, round one.
Okay, check this out. At dinner, he's never even started it. Okay, stock.
We
That
ain't going
means
to win,
he's never gonna come in. Don't worry about it, guys. I guarantee you, stock chasers will not show up. But anyway, check this out. Right? Okay, we got Fun Truck in the building. But hold up, let me get my final thought out here, Fun Truck. Right? Okay, here's the problem that I have with this whole situations. They're like, yo, mad callers are calling in. Even though Devin Haney never fought at 147, he'll still fight Jerron Boots Ennis. Like all of you guys forgot that he fought at 147. He fought Brian Norman Jr. Like the entire world just got dumb. The entire boxing world just completely forgot. Didn't you beat Brian Norman Jr. at 147 for his belt? Wasn't that a sanctioned fight? Then on top of it, right? When Jerron Boots Ennis gets on and he says, well, I never heard anything back from Devin Haney for the respawn at 152. Well, Jerron Boots Ennis, don't you got a fight scheduled with Xander? Wouldn't it be like, first get past Xander, then I'll shoot you the rest of my answer? Would it be dumb as hell for Devin Haney to shoot him an answer and an agreement that I'll see you at 152 if you haven't even got past Xander? But the entire boxing world just went. Y'all never heard capping? Like y'all never heard cloud chasing? Never. Y'all never heard this shit. Bro, it was fucking clear as day. Once Jerron Boots Ennis said he never answered me, well, bro, that was apparent. I'm not going to answer you until you beat Xander. And then, oh, he never fought at 147. He fought Brian Norman Jr. Like this entire story between them, it seems like rehearsed. Like a fucking story. Oh yeah, where have I seen this before? Teofimo Lopez, Keyshawn Davis, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and the list goes on. Just to keep their names irrelevant. It's apparent. What the fuck is Jerron Boots Ennis even focusing? Why? Media. Cloud chasing. Jerron Boots Ennis, the entire world knows you're fighting Xander. Why is Devin trying to attach his name to you while he slithers to Zuffa? Why do you think that is? Now he's going to use your name to try to detract attention from what he just did. Like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, wow, nobody can see this happening? This shit is remarkable. Devin sells out boxing, runs to Zuffa for the money, right? And then uses Jerron Boots Ennis that already got a fight schedule with a bunch of hogwash. All right, I'm done with it. Yo, Front Truck, how you doing, brother?
What's going on? $100 million. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money. Life-changing money.
Fun
Yeah.
Truck,
I
what
wonder
up?
what's up, frontline. I wonder how many fights that's gonna be. That must be like,
Three-fight deal from what?
three?
From what I'm being told, I mean, it was reported on the Boxing Voice. It was reporting on a couple other channels. Like Frontline said, I haven't officially seen anything from Devin or his father that says that this is actually set in stone.
Not even from them. You haven't heard nothing officially from
I haven't heard
Zuffa, from
anything. I've
nobody.
been scouring all day. All day. I've been on Devin Haney's channel. I've been on Bill's. I've been everywhere. And nothing from them, actually. Just a bunch of media sources, some good, credible reporters, yes, I gotta admit, some good sources that they're credible, reliable sources. So, and then my boy All Facts, of course. My boy All Facts reported this, I don't know how long ago. Like he was one of the first dudes I heard reporting this shit. All Facts. So if he actually gets this one right, you gotta give him a little credit, right? So my thing is this, Fun Truck. How do you feel about this move? If it is so.
Well, this is what I think, that it's going to have to be mega fights. It's going to be like Hitchens, Teofimo, and Ryan Garcia. I think Ryan and Devin will take those fights. At the end of the day, if it's still Turkey paying for the fights, I'm down for it. Devin. That's a lot you guaranteed some big fights.
Yo, my brother.
Yeah.
Can I point something out, Fun Truck, for you?
Yeah.
You're into boxing. You work with fighters. You're a coach. You're in there on a day-to-day basis, I can imagine. And when you go back and you talk to fighters and maybe they watch the show or whatever, I just always want to get their perspective and their insight in what Turkey is doing, what he actually is. I don't want to get lost in Zuffa, the name. I don't want to get lost in it. I want to remind you guys what Turkey and Dana White actually are. The only thing they actually really are, besides the entity that is Zuffa, they're boxing promoters. Remember that. Remember that Dana White was Conor Benn's boxing promoter going into his fight with Regis. He didn't fight on Zuffa. Who was the promoter for Conor Benn? Dana White. He's a boxing promoter that works for a company. Ain't that what Oscar De La Hoya does? Frank Warren? Ed Hearn? Top Rank? Bob Arum is a promoter that works for what? A company he made. Top Rank. Keyword company. Same thing that's Dana White. Same thing that's Turkey. Don't allow the name and the entity that they're trying to sell you blind you from the fact what they just are. Promoters. Just money grabbing. The guys that never get a punch in the face somehow walk away with the biggest bag. Just remember that. Just remember that. That all these boxing promoters, the streaming, everybody, the only way they make money is because of the sacrifice boxers make. Off of their blood, sweat, and tears, they cash in. Remember this. I just want you to remember this. And Zuffa right now, as an entity, is telling you, here's our product. This is our product right here. Zuffa Boxing. What they're claiming is they're cleaning up the sport. You're not paying any sanctioning fees. We're signing the fighters. We're keeping them working. We're keeping them happy. Zuffa Boxing. That's what they're giving you. What's
So
really going on?
What are they not telling you though?
What are they not telling you? We're keeping all your sponsorships. We're keeping all the pay-per-view money. We're keeping all the gate money. We're going to pay you as a salary base. No matter if you overachieve or underachieve, we roll the dice on you. Why? Because we're your promoter. We're putting up the money. So we don't feel you're entitled to anything because you as a boxer, you ain't putting up a dime. But in pro boxing, your promoter says, I'm going to put up the money and you're entitled to pay-per-view shares. You're entitled to sponsorship. You're entitled to growth, net worth gain. And regular boxing. But in Zuffa, they take all that and they say, we don't know if your fight's going to sell. So we're taking a gamble. So we don't feel You're entitled to anything. So go in there and get punched in the face so that my pockets get filled. Zuffa Boxing. And they want to dress it up to you like they're taking care of us. They're taking care of us. Really, you're taking care of me? I can't get a sponsorship? I can't have a commercial? I can't pop up on somebody's television show without your permission. Everything the boxer does, Zuffa cashes in. But
Here
you're
we
not
go.
paying sanctioning fees. Be
Yeah, but most
thankful. Be thankful you're not paying sanctioning fees, but we're just going to take everything else.
Precise says, yeah, but most of boxing is broke. Zuffa's paying.
Listen, that's what they're telling you. Listen, hasn't it been the MO every fucking year? And listen. If I'm saying anything crazy while you're listening to me right now, right? Let's see if we can agree to one thing. Let's see if we can pull the curtain and let's see the truth together. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you agree or did you disagree? Every motherfucking year, they say the PBC's going broke. Al Haim is going out of the game. How many years consecutively that you've been hearing PBC don't have the money? They don't got the money to do this. They don't got the money to do that. But all of a sudden, they're still here putting up fights, $85 pay-per-view, and they're still tuning in. Do you not see the narrative that they're putting out? Do you not see that Turkey Al-Sheikh controls the Ring magazine? Every article, every message put out is controlled by them. They control that. They control stocks in the zone. They control stocks in Matchroom, and they own the Zuffa and the Ring. Do you not feel that you're surrounded? Or are you the type of individual that at the end, you're the last person to realize, wait a minute, I'm surrounded. You know why? Because you didn't wake up and smell the roses. And you bought into the narrative that these guys are the next big thing. Now, I got to say this every now and then. I got to bring it in there. You might think that I'm shitting on Zuffa, but I'm not. How am I shitting on Zuffa when I'm calling you out to stand on business? To show the boxing world that you're the real deal, besides throwing around money for a few fighters. You know what Zuffa is? Zuffa is Turkey Al-Sheikh before Zuffa. What was Turkey Al-Sheikh doing before Zuffa? Spending mad money to put these big cards together. Ain't that his MO? What do you think Zuffa's gonna be? Just Turkey Al-Sheikh on steroids. That's it.
Wait. You saying Turkey's on the peptides?
Listen. You know what Turkey's on. You know exactly. I don't gotta say it.
Like blood flow.
Now we can't hear the music.
You can't hear it?
Not the music, nah.
Oh my God. Listen, that shit is playing. That shit is playing in my headphones. But I hope they heard it out there. Maybe you didn't hear it. But yo, listen. I'm not playing around, right? Turkey. Listen. First of all, guys, gang, listen.
Hold on. Precise has some questions. He said, you bugging round one. How many Zuffa fighters are complaining? Question. Shout out to George in the building.
Stop.
Mark by
Real quick. 30 seconds. How many Zuffa fightings are complaining on fucking week one? Brother, have you never, like when you feed your chickens before you slaughter them, you get them fat, don't you? You don't have them starving to death to kill a starving chicken now, do you? What do? You feed it, you caress it, you let it go out to the yard, you give it sunlight, you even make a little house for it. The chicken thinks that everything's all good. It has a nice cage, everything. Until the day you come out and say, come here, little chicken. Pop, snap his neck, and we're having fried chicken tonight, right? So what do you mean to tell me that just because you hear a couple fighters from Zuffa come up and speak highly of what? An organization that's paying your paycheck. I can pay anyone to say anything good about me if I'm paying the money, right? But we're not going to find out how grimy they are until shit starts coming out in the laundry. You guys got to stop being blind. I'm not shitting on Zuffa. I'm not.
Show him the belt, Andrew. You gotta go get the
What I'm
belt.
telling you is be careful. Bro, I am a city dude, bro. I don't fall for every sad story I hear. You can't just tell me nothing. I'm from the show me state. You're gonna have to show me.
Yo, shout
You
out to
about
Conquest. He's
that.
cooking in the chat, Edwin.
Bro, yo, read the chat, catch. I'm getting the Zuffa belt. That's it.
Yeah, you gotta get it. Yo, Conquest is cooking. I gotta go back because he cooking. He cooking. Wait, let me go back. The same thing any other employer did not tell you, like mandatory overtime. Crying emoji. What else he said? Take your pick. Any employer, Amazon or DoorDash, your fucking pick. You weirdos ran to Amazon delivery and YouTube. Crying emoji. Yep. Like 25% that told y'all niggas the nerve to talk about Zuffa. The fuck?
It hasn't even been a year since Sufla's been in the game. And I'll
Bro,
say another thing.
go ahead. I'm gonna go.
Jaya Bataya.
Oh shit.
People.
Oh shit. I'm
Oh
here.
shit.
I'm here frontline. Hold on. I gotta put my earpiece in. I don't know if you were reading chats, what you were doing, but I'm in the building. My name is Devin Haney, and I just won the Zuffa belt. I guess that makes me undisputed world champion because there's only one belt. It's the
Yep.
easiest organization
But who
to
did he
be
fight though?
undisputed.
Who did he fight, Edwin?
Huh?
Edwin, who did he fight? Who did he fight? Who did he
He
fight?
fought a tomato can. He fought a tomato can
It's hilarious.
or a tuna can, and it was hosted by Campbell's Soup. You know what it is? This is a real hubcap right there, baby. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be undisputed, just go to Zuffa. It's the easiest organization to be undisputed. There's only one belt. You don't got to get 4 or 5. The ring too. You know, boxing is hard. That's for the pros. You got to get 4 belts and the ring, right? That's difficult. But if you want an easy road and you want your easy money, go to Zuffa. They're giving out $100 million for fighting tomato cans. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna be there to fight you?
Hey, Edwin, hold on. Fun Truck was about to cook on something. Let Fun Truck cook.
No,
Doug
that's
Flu,
fire.
Richard Hitchens?
That's a fire belt. Round one.
Listen, it took me. Listen, I made this myself.
Yo,
Listen,
you know
that
the
looks
trials
good.
and tribulation Edwin went through to get that
That's-
hubcap?
That's a real hubcap right there. That's from 1836. A lawnmower hubcap. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know what I mean? It's special. Special. Yo, Front Truck, kick it, baby.
Yeah, that's fire. The tomato cans and tuna cans is fucking sick, dude.
Listen, you know that's what we fight. Top shelf tomato cans. Hey yo, Fun Truck. Stock Chasers came to my crib the other day and he tried to steal it. My hubcap. You know what I'm saying? He tried to steal my hubcap. That motherfucker. I caught him outside my house. Yo, Fun Truck, what's up? What it do, baby?
That's crazy. No, I don't know. Just Haney. If he goes to Zuffa, then they're gonna have to be some stipulations where I don't know they fight for the WBO, IBO, or WBC. I think that he has big enough sway to. I don't know what's gonna happen with the future. Hasn't even been a year since Zuffa's been around.
Right.
Things are getting complicated. They pulled the belt last minute, then they put it back on the line, then they pulled it last minute. So
Well, that was all just because Zuffa was What this business wise, right? What Sufa was trying to do was get in bed with the sanctioning bodies while saying the sanctioning bodies ain't shit. Follow me. What Sufa was trying to do with Jayo Pataya, they required the services of Jayo Pataya, but they wanted him to fight for their Zuffa belt. The minute Jayo Pataya and the IBF would have put a world title fight on the line, that gives life to the Sufa belt. See, the Sufa belt doesn't have any history, doesn't have any champions. Jayo Pataya was the first. So it doesn't have any recognition, doesn't hold weight in the sport of boxing. What the Sufa's trying to do right off the bat is establish itself as a real boxing entity. By hiring today's stars, they're going to try to dress it up using the stars of today that were already successful with the alphabet belts. Richard Hitchens, Jayo Pataya, Devin Haney, fighters like that. You don't know these fighters because they wore the Sufa belt. You know them because they won the world championship belts. Sufa as an entity, what they're trying to do is get in bed with these belts. What happened on that day was this. The IBF was informed that Jayo Pataya was going to defend his belt. They accepted the sanctioning fees. The week leading into the fight, Sufa called them and told them that their belt will be in attendance. The IBF could not allow that to happen. The IBF said, no, you told us he was just defending the IBF. You didn't say anything about your Sufa. You told us it was 2 tiers and that Jayo Pataya was not fighting in tier 1. He was fighting in tier 2, just like Conor Benn. But and then Zuffa tried to do the okey doke. And then the IBF said, you can have back the sanctioning fees. We're not participating in the fight. Then Dana White came out and said, we're going to sue the IBF for not participating and pulling out after you got paid the sanctioning fee. See, Dana White thought if he paid the money that it would force them to come in the ring. And the IBF said, no, we'll just give you the money back. We're not putting our belt up there. And then you knew that Dana White's plan had failed. And what Dana White himself revealed his plan. After the IBF pulled out of the fight with the Zuffa belt, what did Jayo Pataya do right after the fight? He put on the Zuffa belt and the IBF. Dana White demanded that he put the IBF and the Zuffa to still try to give life to the Zuffa belt that has no history or no legacy. Right? And he tried to do that. And then the IBF was still playing with Jayo Pataya. The IBF never stripped him. They never stripped him in the beginning. Because they say, Jayo Pataya, go get your money. We're cool with that. You can still be champion. But the second Jayo Pataya took that IBF and put it on his shoulder and tried to give life to the Zuffa without their permission, they took their belt back. Jayo Pataya fucked himself in layman's term. I wonder how much money they paid him to sacrifice the IBF. Because that's what he used to try to give the Zuffa belt on that night credibility. See, Zuffa is just an organization of boxing. They're just hiring our stars. Remember that. Devin Haney would not be worth $100 million if Devin Haney didn't become undisputed world champion at 23 and wear the alphabet belts. It's not like they hired Devin Haney on day one and gave him $100 million contract that not the entire world did not know who Devin Haney was. You understand? They're just taking our stars that already have been proven in our sport and bringing them to theirs to try to give their sport life without earning it, without discovering the first Muhammad Ali, without discovering Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. They want credibility without having to discover the stars. And in order to start their business, they're taking our stars to start their business. Just pay attention to what's going on, people.
Hey,
Please,
George says duck versus the chicken for the Zuffa belt.
let's go. In a Walmart parking lot, sponsored by Campbell's. You know what I mean?
It's gotta happen in the Save a Lot parking lot. Um, Precise says it's better one champion, King of Kings, no ducking. Round one's
Wait, stop. 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 One belt, King of Kings, no ducking. One belt doesn't seem harder than trying to get 4 belts, now does it? If you get 4 in the ring, then now you're a king. But you mean every single time a fighter knocks off another fighter and gets that one belt, now he's king? No title defenses, no nothing. Now he loses. Now all of a sudden this guy is king? Is that what you're saying? Without
that's what it sounds like.
without a dominant reign. Because with only one belt, you've only achieved the status of one belt. Usyk has 4 belts in the ring or whatever. He's going to get that back eventually. Naoya Inoue got legitimately 4 belts in the ring, right? There's only one champion but him. And he's proven that by getting all the 4 belts. You can't really prove yourself to be king by just grabbing one belt. Shit, everybody can do that. Might as well just go over fighting Zuffa, where it's only one belt champion. That's easy. That's like kindergarten for boxing, one belt. You mean to tell me all you got to do is go over there and get one belt? What is that, fucking amateur night at the Apollo? I got to get 5 belts to get my fucking recognition in real boxing, real gladiator shit. One belt gives you that recognition? Just one. My God, how easy is that? Let's go to Zuffa, bro. And fucking just get one belt. You're a king, according to this guy. You know what I mean? One belt. Hogwash. Hogwash. I need 5. I want all of them. Go read the chat front line. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm telling you. One belt.
Dr. Pate says round one is on fire tonight. Laugh my fucking ass off. Crown says PBC and the WBC declared war on Zuffa. Dr. Paint says,
Let's get it.
yo, Edwin, I had no idea you had that belt. I'm heated. You didn't call me and show me that I'm rolling over here. He said,
Yo, hold on. You upset I didn't tell you how good the cheese was? You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta call your grandmother and smack her. You know what I mean? Yo, I should have warned you before, you know what I'm saying? I should have warned. My bag. All right, go ahead, frontline, read the chat.
he said, I'm dying over here. Send help to Florida. I can't breathe. Ha ha ha.
Yo, see? I should have warned them. I'm sorry.
Jason says, if Devin gets $100 million from Zuffa, he better win his fights by knockout.
Damn it, if that ain't true.
Shows says, Zuffa sound like easy money, less stress.
Less stress. Only one belt. What the fuck? All I gotta do is win one belt. According to some people, I'm the king. Bro, are you serious?
Hey, I wish you had that Adrian Broner clip where you just shut that soft ass shit up.
Yo. Don't bring AB up, bro, because my heart is broken for that dude. It really is, bro. It really is, man. That's a 4-division world champion right there, ladies and gentlemen. God damn it if that didn't fucking hurt today. I didn't find that funny at all. When they showed him in that Las Vegas fucking thing doing like monkey, like a gorilla and shit. Yeah, that's cool. I get it, Adrian Broner. You were drunk. You were having a good time. Why can't a man have a good time? Yo, but AB, my nigga. Yo, AB, you a 4-division world champion, AB. AB, yo, out of all the men in the world that ever made 4 divisions, AB, you're on that list. As a gladiator, AB. As a fucking warrior. Yo, that broke my heart, bro. I didn't find that humorous in no sense of the word. A lot of times I'm like, look at AB, he's being a dick. He's doing this, he's on these chicks, he got 10 kids, this, that, whatever. But yo, my soul cried today when I saw that for AB. Not for the first time, but I think for the first time in a long time, I was like, that man needs help. He needs help, man. Yo, if you guys love this dude and you close to him, to AB, and anybody can really get this message to him out, yo, I don't give a fuck. Knock him over the head, knock him out, and bring him somewhere. If you love that man, he's not gonna get the help in Las Vegas. It's not gonna come. You're gonna have to do something severe. That right there, that, my friends, as a fighter, like a boxer, like the way I think we should be revered, we should be honored as men. We're the toughest men. Yeah, you might be smart. You can put together a fucking iPhone, but I'll fucking break your jaw. Like the fighters of the world,
Hey.
like it's just,
You know what's sad about this shit too,
it's
Edwin?
just so sad,
That's-
man. It's just
The motherfuckers that be around them that encourage
bunch
that
of
shit.
yes men, bunch of yes motherfuckers.
That's the
Just,
fucked up part.
just that shit hurt.
You know
that
what?
shit hurt.
You know
That
what it
shit
is
hurt.
though, is that these motherfuckers are all about clicks and
Yeah.
content. That's all they give
Mhm.
a fuck about. They don't
Yeah,
give a fuck about a dude's well-being.
Usually,
you know what I mean?
usually, like I'll be on my bullshit and shit. And I'll be like, I'll make fun of AB with everybody else, but that was distasteful in the worst way. Like I was embarrassed for him, and that takes a lot for me. You gotta understand, I got a high tolerance for being embarrassed, bro. I be acting like a square on these TV shows all the time. That's all I'm trying to do is stop from being what I once was, and all I want to be today is a square. I want to be awkward. I want to be this, that. Yo, fuck it, right? Sometimes I say dumb shit, but it doesn't matter because I'm trying to evolve. But when I saw AB, bro, yo, there's a level to shit that, as a man, you just don't sell out to yourself, like. And listen, oh my God, bro. Just the video itself, man. I was just like, what the fuck are you doing, AB? Like, and he's I think
Yeah, he needs help. He needs
I think for the
help,
first
and
time
his
in my
people-
life, I think I'm gonna say he's done. It's over with, bro. Always like Aerosmith, nah, maybe so. And Charlo, maybe so. Like I'm always encouraging, and like look at Jojo Diaz. He won 2 of his last 10 fights, and I'm like, come on, Jojo, you can do it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
But there's a
Like,
difference.
I know
Jojo,
different
there's
cases,
a difference.
different cases.
No. It's not even about cases because Jojo Diaz was heavy on alcohol
Oh
and shit
yeah,
like
but
that.
no, he's turning around.
But he went to rehab. He went to
He
rehab.
got
and he turned
help.
himself around.
He's just not on the winning
And
side.
he's-
That's all. And I don't want him to get discouraged.
It-
And I'm motivating
It don't
him.
matter.
Yes.
Let's use this for an example. What if Adrian Broner goes ahead and gets help, and he comes back and he loses, 8 out of his next 10 fights? It don't matter.
At least he's
People
trying.
are still gonna
At
exactly.
least he's trying, and he's all in. But AB, man, he's just embarrassing himself, reel after reel after reel, and that hurts to see. One time I saw an interview with Jamel Charlo, and he called into some kid's podcast, and he demanded money from him. And I was like, look, what the fuck is the middleweight champion of the world doing on a podcast asking for money? That was one of the that was one of the most, and I'm glad that like died down and went away. And I don't mean to bring it up, but boxers have done some shit. And when we revere these men as like the toughest men on the planet, that's why I revere these guys. Like when I talk of Mike Tyson, I see Mike, I see Floyd, I see the greats. You know, that's what they stand for. And then you see the other side of it. You know, I saw the rise and the fall of Wilfredo Gomez in Puerto Rico. He's a Puerto Rican fighter, man, and as the years kept going, the story kept getting sadder and sadder. You kept finding him fucking drunk outside on the floor somewhere. That's fucking Wilfredo Gomez, bro. That
Edwin, you know what I come
like
to realize? I think it's more than the alcohol. I think it's from, all the damage they took in the sport. And then you mix that up with the alcohol, it drives them crazy. It doesn't, like, you know what I'm
it
saying?
might be, it
And
might
and
be. You might
it's
be right. You might be right.
and it's sad because we're over here, yes, it's content, we're laughing about it, but deep
Nah,
down
deep down,
inside,
that
this shit's
shit
sad,
hurt.
bro.
That shit
Yeah,
hurt,
deep down this
bro.
shit hurt.
That shit. I didn't
Especially if you're a
find that
boxing
anything funny
fan.
about AB, man. I was like, damn, I felt like he's my brother, bro. Like he's my brother in boxing, man. Like AB represented the United States, man. I don't give a fuck. He's still a 4 division champion. You better respect that man. And like that shit hurt.
Shout
That
out,
shit hurt.
shout out to Cecil in the building. He said, "What up, round one in the front line?" Crown said, "If Sufa were smart, they'd go after up and coming Mexicans and Puerto Ricans."
Brona can find a home
Mimic.
at Sufa. Oh my god. You guys
Hold
are
on, I ain't get there
crazy.
yet. You too
Go ahead,
far
go
up,
ahead. Keep
Edwin.
going,
Let
keep
me
going. Ah.
mimic, mimic, mimic says cooking. Good points. Salute guys says Richard. Haney is not a top seller as his style turns off fans who want action. Precise says boxing did it to themselves. They haven't been giving us fights. Cesar says one belt equals endless line of mandatories. Keep
Not
winning,
only
says
that, not only
Precise.
that, right? You're gonna be a Sufa world. Pay attention, guys. You're gonna be a Sufa world champion with a division with 35 guys. 35 guys. You're gonna be a world champion, and you're gonna say that the Sufa belt is what? The most prestigious belt. With your weight division, it only consists of 35 fighters. That's like a woman's division. The average division in boxing is 2,000 fighters. The average. On average. You mean to tell me that the Sufa Championship is the king of kings with 35 guys in your weight division? Frontline, please keep reading the chat. Let's wake up these fans.
They're trying to make boxing a household product. Casuals don't understand all these belts. That's what Precise says. And thousands, if a fighter says Cesar. Precise says the best fights, the best. I don't understand the issue. Richard says the only king for Edwin is Inoue. Pound for pound king says round one, any half decent super fighter could have done what Haney did to become undisputed. Fought one Cambosos for everything.
Stop. Stop. Stop right there. That's exactly what I'm talking about. What Sufa fighter has been established that can do what Devin Haney do? Please enlighten us. Or you as a fan not putting the cart before the horse. You're assuming that the Sufa champions or fighters are going to be better than Devin Haney. Name me one Sufa champion or fighter that can do what Devin Haney do right now in the chat. Because you enlightened us here at Round One Sports Talk with your comment. So please, I'm asking you, educate us. Educate us. Tell me what Sufa champion has been more dominant than Devin Haney. Please.
No. What he said, you misunderstood what he
No.
said.
It's going to go back down
He
to
said
that. Go
round.
ahead.
He said round one, any half decent super fighter.
Stop. Any half decent Sufa fighter.
Super
Okay.
fighter.
What?
Could have. Hold on. Could have done.
Stop. What is a half decent super fighter for you if you don't have any? You only got Jai Pataya with one fight, Conor Ben with one fight,
Edwin,
one fight.
listen to the whole comment. He says any decent half super
Where
fighter
does he get this
could
information
have
from?
done what Haney did to become
Okay, now
undisputed.
stop once again, Frontline.
He fought one Cambosis for everything.
Okay, wait, stop right there. Even if Devin Haney fought one Camboza for everything, which he came into the fight with one belt, Devin Haney, George Camboza only had 3. Okay? All right. So let's just put facts over feelings. What half-ass Zuffa fighter do you have on your stats that has been accomplished that can do what Devin Haney do? Or are you just assuming? Are you assuming that a half-ass Zuffa fighter can do what Devin did without having anybody to show? Is that what you're saying? Because Zuffa is not established. Zuffa has no fighter that has went on no run. There has been no run for Zuffa. So where do you get this information? Where do you get the information that any half-wit Zuffa fighter could do what Devin Haney did? Where do you get that from? If you don't got that, tell me. Jai Pataya with one fight can do that. Conor Ben with one fight can do that. Because that's all you have. Name me another half-wit Zuffa fighter that can do what Devin Haney did, please.
Edwin, let me ask you something. How many undisputed does Haney have? Just the one, right? At 35?
Yes, at 23 years old.
Okay. So the point that he's trying to get across is it's going over your
No,
head.
it's not.
Cambosis is a nobody.
No, Cambosis is a somebody.
Cambosis is a
No,
nobody.
Cambosis is a somebody. Cambosa beat Teofimo Lopez for 3 belts.
Who's another nobody?
No, that beat Loma, a 2-time gold medalist. Stop it. You sound like them.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you do.
We're gonna address this because I get what he's saying. What he's saying is that he fought Cambosis for fucking 24 rounds.
Let me tell you something.
Right? 24
okay,
rounds.
Let me tell you something right now, right? I don't get what he's saying, right? When he doesn't have anybody that can beat George Cambosa's career.
I tell you what, I
don't
bet you
hear
if they
him.
make that fight with Hitchens,
I don't hear him.
I bet you Hitchens will beat his
Okay,
ass.
check this out. Check this out.
As much as Hitchens is a duck.
Okay, Frontline. I'm gonna put you with the rest of the chat. I'm gonna put you with the rest of the chat so that I can school you with the rest of them, right? Richard Hitchens has not been established in Zuffa. Richard Hitchens was established in the alphabet belts in pro boxing.
But
you cannot use.
Hold on, no. Hold on.
See, that's your problem.
He says any half decent Zuffa fighter. Who is Hitchens signed to? He's signed to Zuffa.
Okay.
So he's a Zuffa fighter. I don't care what he did in the alphabet belts. He said round 1, any half decent Zuffa fighter could have done what Haney did to become undisputed.
Okay. Stop. Okay, I will not let my co-host Frontline embarrass himself anymore. I'm going to jump in for him, right? Because apparently Frontline,
I don't have the bat signal.
Frontline apparently can't get this through his head, right? That Zuffa's products are our fighters. Just because you went out and bought our fighter doesn't give you credibility. Once our fighter buys into your product, he must establish himself as a Zuffa fighter. It's kind of like pressing the reset button. You sold out in boxing. Now you're going to fight for Zuffa organization. Let's see what you do there first. Now, if you're going to try to give any half-wit super boxer credibility under what you're saying, Frontline, you would have to acknowledge his pro career. That means he was never a super boxer. He didn't start there. He started in pro boxing. So even though you broke that down, Frontline, you almost said something. Almost. Almost. You were
Almost.
close. You were close. But you just didn't like click it, right? Because Richard Hitchin was an IBF champion. He was established in boxing. He wasn't the Zuffa champion. You understand? Now, the day, I've already said this, the day that Zuffa gets their own Camille Moulton, Keyshawn Davis, gets their own fighter, brings them up through Zuffa, establishes his dominance, then beats our champion, now you have a claim. See, because you did some shit. See, there's no room for argument when Zuffa, you're not established. You haven't established nothing. All you did was take, that's just like having a car with a trash ass engine and giving it a paint job. Does that make the car brand new? No. The engine's trash.
Edwin, that's a terrible
Yes, it is.
analogy to use.
Listen to me. Listen to me. It's a perfect analogy. All you did was buy our fucking fighters, right? And if it's not in a perfect analogy, tell me how many people in this chat right now think that Devin Haney's engine is great. If you just didn't put a paint job on $100 million, but does he bring you to the fight like you say? Does he bring you that wow moment? Is the car not painted, but the engine? What is it? So what did you buy? If the boxing world themselves are telling you,
Precise says I blame the Boston School District.
listen, the Boston School District, you motherfucker. Yo, check this out. Check this out, right? Check this out, right? It's crazy, right? But the reality is this. This is the reality of what's real and what's not. You see, there are fighters in this world that are truly the best fighters in the world. You know I'm going to bring them up, Naoya, anyway. The problem with this is this. Whenever they don't match your skin color or what you look like, they're not going to give you credibility. But the one thing is that no matter how many times they lie, no matter how many narratives they spew, the fans always speak louder than words. They told you Naoya Inoue ain't fighting nobody. No one knows about Naoya Inoue. In fact, on the Boxing Voice and Two Tone, they both tell you that Naoya Inoue is not who they claimed him to be and that he's nobody. But if you go right now to the Boxing Voice and to Two Tone's channel, what is the most views they got in recent weeks? Naoya Inoue. None of their other videos, I've already checked, none of their other videos even touch the Naoya Inoue videos. But yet he's not an attraction. But yet he's not popular. But yet he's not the face of boxing. They want you to believe that David the Monster Benavidez is the face of boxing. Really? How much did David the Monster Benavidez do on pay-per-view? How much did he do on ticket sales? What did Naoya Inoue do on ticket sales? And what did he do on pay-per-view? He tripled David the Monster Benavidez' performance. But according to Two Tone, David the Monster Benavidez should be the number one.
Yeah, people tuned in for the headbutt. That's what they tuned
But
in.
hold up. Why is it Naoya Inoue's views tripled, almost 4 times the views of any of their views? Why is it that I tuned in here and I got 14,000 views on Naoya Inoue? Why is it that I don't get 14,000 views for Devin Haney? Why isn't it that I don't get 14,000 views for David the Monster Benavidez. Why? Because although they're going to tell you that Naoya Inoue is not the face of boxing and that he's not selling and that nobody knows about him, miraculously, whenever they mention his name, their views triple, not double, triple. But yet, you guys are not catching on. Yet, it might be the schools in boxing that has me blind to the truth. It's just evidence. You can't prove me wrong, because if you did, you would actually have to go over there and look for yourself, then come back here and notice the truth. There is nobody, and I mean nobody, in boxing doing it like this dude. And let me tell you something right now, just to put it in retrospect, just, let this sit in for a second. A bantamweight fighter did better than you, David the Monster Benavidez, at cruiserweight, at 168, at 154, at 147, at 135, and 130. He outsold all those weight divisions this year. So who is the face of boxing? Or who do they want you to tell you is the face of boxing? Because Naoya Inoue does not fit their profile. Naoya Inoue doesn't look or speak English or nothing. He's a little guy. You mean a super bantamweight champion is outperforming you? You mean
Hey, they did Americanize him when he fought Cardenas.
Check it out. Wait. Check this out. Let this sink in. You mean that Junto fight on pay-per-view sales and on the gate of the fight, it's the fourth highest revenue gate in boxing history. The fourth highest out of every fight ever put in boxing. Naoya Inoue and Junto is in the record books for the fourth highest gate. Forget Gervonta Tank Davis and his little Barkley $5 million gate. Naoya Inoue made $32 million at the gate. $32 million. Tank Davis can't hold his jockstrap when it comes to gates. But yet, they're going to sit here and lie to you. Two-Tone, my man, that's my dude. You see his pound for pound list? That shit look like the ESPYs awards, the Source awards. That shit look like the fucking, talk about bias. Bro, there was all Latin and black dudes on the Naoya Inoue on his was ninth. I was like, God damn, bro. All eight, and I'm talking all eight of the guys that he had in front of Naoya Inoue's combined together didn't do the gate that Naoya Inoue did.
Why don't you put up his list? Put it up. Put it up.
It's just embarrassing. I would never put that on my channel. That shit is ridiculous. I'm sorry, Two-Tone. You're my man and everything, but goddamn, is that a casual fan? That is fucking straight up popular list. Whoever you think is popular, he's just supporting black fighters, including David the Monster Benavidez, which is Latin black fighter. Same shit. All Latin fighters, black fighters, same shit. Right? So, yeah, that's what he's doing. That's what he's doing.
At least he threw Inoue in there for you.
Yeah, number 9.
Yeah,
who gives a fuck about the number 9 fighter in the world? Remarkably, according to Two-Tone, right? David the Monster Benavidez is number 1. Well, I like David the Monster Benavidez. I don't like shitting on any of my American fighters, Mexican fighters, shit like that. I don't like shitting on no fighter. But when I gotta talk the truth, I gotta just at least talk the truth. You guys do know that an entire section of the David, the Monster, and Zuldo fight was closed off. They didn't sell out. And I don't mean to bring this up, but that's just facts. Naoya Inoue sold 55,000 in Japan. People flew from America out there to go see him fight. But yet, he's not the face of boxing. Yet, he's not better than these guys. When has Devin Haney ever fought in front of 55,000 fans? I'll wait. Not even when he fought Loma.
Yo, and Inoue also sold out on the headbutting pillows too.
Shut the fuck up. Yo, listen, Frontline, you're about to get cut off. Listen, you're fucking up my flow. Look, it's just the reality of it. The truth is the truth, guys. You want to know what sucks, though? Here's the reality to it. Here's the reality. I blame this on us, the American fans. For about 35 years, for at least 35 years, for as long as I can remember, the American fans always seem to support native countries all the time. It's hard for the American fans to support an American fighter. I've realized that. It's hard to be a star in America. What Tank Davis did, and what some fighters, fewer fighters, in fact, like Devin Haney, Shakur, at least they're up there. How many more fighters can you name without being supported by the American public? You can't name Jaron Boots because he is not accepted by America. Jaron Boots is only accepted by Philly. If you're not informed, just because there's a few you fans sprinkled here and there throughout the world, doesn't mean Jaron Boots is American accepted. No, he's not. By far. Tank, yes. Jake Pauls, yes. Ryan Garcia, yes. Shakur Stevenson? Not too sure about that. Not too sure about that.
Hey, shout out to Lloyd and shout out to Low Key and Rip. And then Jack back also in the building. Rip says, did anyone see Nakatani's face during the after fight interview? He got starched up really bad.
Really bad. He had a
Fucking
fractured
headbutt.
orbital.
That headbutt to starch anybody.
Shut the hell up, Frontline. Stop spreading fucking rumors. Yo, that's what I talked about. About who had the tougher fight. Naoya Inoue versus Junto or David Tomaso Benavidez versus Zuldo. Now, Zuldo, I told you, all he did was come forward. He thought he can walk through David Tomaso Benavidez' punching power. That's what he thought. And David Tomaso Benavidez fractured his orbital bone and Zuldo quit. He said, oh shit, that's enough. Well, in fact, in the Naoya Inoue fight with Junto Nakatani suffered the same exact injury Zuldo suffered. He had a fractured orbital bone after the fight. In fact, it's already been reported and revealed by Nakatani's team that he went in for surgery and that his fights will be postponed due to the injury he sustained, an orbital bone fracture in the Naoya Inoue fight. But wait a minute. When David Tomaso Benavidez' opponent, Zuldo, suffered an orbital bone fracture, he quit. When Junto suffered an orbital bone fracture, he went to 12 rounds. Whose guy was tougher? Please explain this to me like I'm a 5-year-old kid. Junto is under surgery for a broken fractured orbital bone. So is Zuldo. He quit. He kept going. Naoya Inoue suffered the same injury in the Nonito Donaire fight in the second round. and he went 10 more rounds with a fractured orbital bone. But Zurdo checked out. Who had the tougher fighter?
What you say? He took the Mexican knee.
The Mexican knee. No, my bag. He took the Mexican shoulder, the tear. He had the Mexican tear. You know what I'm saying? Your boy quit. The Japanese dude, he went on with the best fighter in the world. Naoya Inoue, mind you. Naoya Inoue was top number 1 or 2 on anybody's pound for pound list. So Junto's opponent was number 1, number 2. Where was Zurdo ranked on the pound for pound list? Where was David the Monster Benavidez ranked on the pound for pound list? Yeah, that's what I thought. But Naoya Inoue was number 1 or number 2, and Junto was either number 6 or number 7 on the pound for pound list and everybody's list. Where was Zurdo and David the Monster Benavidez? Bro, David brought us blood. He brought us the knockout. I'm not denying that. That is the greatest prize in boxing. But I've seen 1,000 knockouts. I'm not saying that knockouts get old, because that shit never gets old, right? I fucking had a great time when I saw David stop Zurdo. I was impressed. But although I was impressed, I still didn't blind me to the fact of what I was witnessing that morning with Naoya Inoue and Junto. When I saw them fight, I said this 1,000 times. That shit looked like a fucking mongoose and a king cobra. They were like, yo, that shit was so skilled, right? I mean, I could talk about this for days. Their fight was just so much better than David the Monster Benavidez and Zurdo. Zurdo and David the Monster Benavidez brought us blood, brought us excitement, brought us the stoppage. But the eloquence.
Cesar says Zurdo caught a whole 3-piece elbow combo, bro. Come on.
Okay, check this out. The 3-piece combo didn't lose him the fight. I'll award you the 3-piece combo. He didn't lose the fight because of the 3-piece combo. Did he? What did he do for 6 rounds? That's why he lost the fight. Stop blaming it on 3 elbows. 3 elbows did not cost you the fight. It was apparent, clear as day. The elbow struck, boom. And I told you guys, fouls happen every day in all sports. A guy can be dribbling in front of you. A guy steps on his toe, steps on his foot. When you're framing in boxing or trying to avoid another punch, situations happen. Headbutts collide. Ball-grown shots happen. Because I punch you in the balls, that cost you the fight. Because I headbutted you, that cost you the fight. When Tim Tszyu got headbutted by Sebastian Fundora in the 2nd round, did that cost Tim Tszyu the fight? No. What caused Tim Tszyu the fight was him getting his ass whooped every round. That's what cost him the fight. Now, the blood, could it impede his vision? Yes. Could it play a factor in his situation? Yes, right? But in Zurdo's situation, he took 3 elbows. And when I look at the fight, for 6 rounds, he got his ass whooped. And when I saw the fight, and I saw the punch that did the damage to the eye, it wasn't an elbow that did the damage. No. Because let me tell you something. The last elbow that struck tells everything. The last elbow that struck, that hit him in the chin, Zurdo's face was regular. When he punched him, and Zurdo went like this, and he went down, and he went like that, his eye closed. Which tells me that injury just occurred. You gotta take it for what it is. Like, his eye wasn't going and closing by rounds. That was instant. From the minute David punched him with that shot, that he went down, his eye went and closed. So you know where the injury came from. Wasn't no elbow on the chin. Wasn't none of that. You got your ass whooped. I know plenty of guys that have gotten their orbital bone fractured, won the fight. Got punched in the balls, won the fight. Got a cut in their eye, won the fight. Persevered, won the fight. Zuldo checked out. Junto Nakatani is under surgery for fractured orbital bone. He went the distance with the best fighter in the world. Whose opponent was tougher? A guy that was moving, fighting with the top guy, making the top guy overthink. Junto had Naoya Inoue sometime overthinking. And in some cases, he had him at a stalemate. What did Zuldo do with David? He walked right towards him. How hard is it to punch a punching bag? How hard is it? I'm just saying. I'm not downplaying David's performance. I'm not downplaying his performance. I'm just saying that although David did some great shit, because you got to admire that 25-pound weight jump that David did. Like, that can't be overlooked. That was difficult in itself. I didn't think David was going to do as good as he did. He overperformed my expectations of him.
Yeah, but don't forget that David Benavidez was a chunky kid growing up.
Yeah,
so the weight on him.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter. I didn't listen to none of that shit. I didn't listen to no fans that told me that dumb shit. David walks around 220. I was like, who the fuck told you that? Are you with David right now? Are you next to him when he stands on the scale? How do you know that he weighs that? You're just repeating what you heard from some fucking content creator. That's all you're doing. Because apparently I'm listening to what David tells me. That's all I care about. What actually the fighter. And David told me out of himself, out of his own mouth, bro, I didn't have to cut weight. So if you didn't have to cut 1 pound, David, this is what David said. I didn't cut no weight. You didn't even make 200 pounds. You came in 196. So how the fuck do you walk around at 220 like all these content creators are saying? Because it would be intelligent that if you had no problem walking around at 220, well then fucking train at 210, 215, 220. Then the night of the fight, cut weight, make the 200 and replenish your extra 20 pounds. Just like Zuldo did. You're a true cruiserweight. Because you got to cut weight to make cruiserweight. But when you're eating everything you want, and you're not cutting no weight, and on the day of the fight, you weigh in at 196, where's all this fat boy shit? Where's all these 300-pound rumor that David Benavidez was all this fat? I seen the pictures. I'm no fool. I've seen the pictures. I've seen them. Big cheek, David Benavidez, big as fuck. I've seen it. There's just more to the story that I'm not choosing to go into. Because, like I said, I like David Benavidez, and I don't ever want to really hurt him, but coming in at 196 is concerning. Everybody found that to be like, yay. I'm like, no. He needs to go back down, or he needs to get disciplined. You're not, see, like I said, there's a lot of shit that I feel about David Benavidez that I don't want to touch upon. Just Just leave it like that, guys. I'm
Hey,
just
so
telling you. I'm just telling you. There's something not right.
Loki says Zuldochenko was between number 11 and 15 on the pound for pound going into the fight.
Who was?
Zuldo. Zuldochenko.
Okay, wait. On whose pound for pound list? Can he prove that?
I have no clue.
Is it is his own pound for pound list? Cause then that explains it. But unless you can prove that, and this was just this Saturday, this just passed. It shouldn't be too hard to find on ESPN who they had on their pound for pound list. Zuldo was not on it.
No, he said between 11 and 15, not top 10.
Oh, I don't know about the 11th or 15th fighter. He might be right. I don't know who. That's not even a pound for pound list. 11 and 15. You're not even on the list. What are we talking about? Just a regular ranking then?
Jab back says,
You
"Are
can't.
you going
Wait,
live?"
stop, just stop. Wait. Did he really just try to say that Zulu was on the list 11 or 15 when the list starts?
Between 11 and 15 on the pound for pound going
Okay,
in.
between 11 and 15 doesn't exist on a pound for pound list when it's only based on 10 fighters. You understand what you just read, right?
Well, he could have read a list that said, the top 20, top
So now
15.
pound for pound list goes to 20. Yo, frontline, just
I-
stop. I'm putting you over there with them.
I'm
Get on
saying,
their side. Frontline, that's going on your permanent record, frontline. That is going on your permanent record.
hey,
Did you just
jab back.
co-sign?
No, I
did
didn't
you just
co-sign
co-sign
anything.
somebody's bullshit? He's on the top 11 or 15.
And he could have saw top
Shut
15
that
pound
up,
for pound
frontline. There's
list.
no
I don't
key
know.
could have. The pound for pound list is only
Hey,
10.
Loki's my man. You got to give him the benefit of the doubt. He might have saw a list that you ain't see. I'm just saying.
Loki is a smart man and he's trolling you. Frontline, yo,
Nah.
Loki, you take him with you, Loki. Take him with you.
Hey, Jab back says, "Are you going live for the Dubois fight or the Angelo Leo this weekend?"
Dubois fight, I am going live. I like Angelo Leo. I actually met Angelo Leo, as you can see in the beginning of my video. I think I got a picture with him, with me and Angelo Leo in the belt, the IBF. I like Angelo Leo. I'm probably going live for his shit too. Yeah.
All right, Cesar says, Suldo was doing okay. David couldn't keep up that volume in the new division, bruh. The fight was gonna get decided in the later rounds.
In the later rounds, what do you
Yeah.
mean? I'm a little lost. Explain that to me again.
Suldo was doing okay.
He was doing okay. Well, yeah, okay. I can see one or two.
David couldn't have kept up that volume in a new division, bruh. The fight was gonna get decided in the late rounds, 100%.
Well, I mean, see, that's that bullshit about if my aunt had a dick, she'd be my uncle. If, right? The problem is that David stopped him. David broke his orbital bone. We can't go here and say that the fight would be decided in the later rounds because one guy stopped the other guy. Shit, if we did that, then every fight that I've ever witnessed in my life, if Bernal Hopkins didn't stop Felix Trinidad in the 12th round, he would have won all the belts. If there was one more round, Oscar De La Hoya would have beaten Floyd Mayweather. If. Like we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that, man. We can't. No. David the Monster Benavidez beat the shit out of Zuldo. Zuldo had his moments in the fight. I even covered and said this when Mike Tyson was interviewed outside of the fight. He was saying, David, don't let this guy punch on you. Use your jab. Stay on the outside. And then David started coming back in the fight, finished Zuldo, right? That's what happened. If, I'm not going to play if. Read the chat.
Cesar wants to know, who do you want to see him fight next?
No, David the Monster Benavidez.
That's who we talking about. Yep.
All right. Here's the dilemma. And I want you to help me work this out, right? Okay, Cesar, check this out. I did make a video and even a short about this, that I thought that there was a position that David the Monster Benavidez can overachieve Canelo Alvarez as the current and reigning Mexican fighter in the same era as Saul. Because you got to give him credit for fighting in Saul's era. Okay, so I said, why doesn't David the Monster Benavidez go after the other two belts in cruiserweight? He already has, the WBO and the WBA, right? So, what's his name? Noel. He's got the WBC and the IBF is vacant because Jael Pataya got stripped. So I said, if David the Monster Benavidez can get all four belts at cruiserweight, then even like David the Monster Benavidez alluded to today on one of his shorts or whatever, because that's how I seen it. He said he wants to fight Demetrius Bivol at a catch weight for everything. We'll put the cruiserweight belts on the line. You put the 175 belts on the line. Winner take all. That's what David the Monster Benavidez wants to do. Because at a catch weight, the law states, just like Devin Haney, when he fought at 144, it was technically at 147. You do realize that, right? Although it was a catch weight, you can do that. Just like in a title fight with O'Shaughnessy Foster and Stephen Kubo Fulton. Stephen Kubo Fulton missed weight. He overshot the weight limit. So what did the WBC do? They gave him a shot at an interim belt at 135 because they was over the 130 mark. Although Shakur Stevenson, not Shakur Stevenson, Stephen Kubo Fulton weighed in at 132, not the 135. He was over the 130. So they made it for a 135 championship. Same shit that David the Monster Benavidez is trying to do with Demetrius Bivol. He's trying to entice him to meet him at a catch weight so that everything can be on the line. You understand? So, my thing is, what's up, Fun Truck? I'm going to bring you in right now. My thing is this, that I think that David the Monster Benavidez' next fight, it should be against Noel there, the WBC champion. Technically, the rules state in boxing, if you're not aware of this, that a champion cannot fight for a vacated title. It's against the law in boxing. But the boxing guys have been known to break the law. For fighters like Vasily Lomachenko, that was already a world champion, and he went and fought and competed for a vacant title. That was never supposed to occur. A champion can't fight for a vacant belt. What it states is you got to let the guy, somebody, win the belt. Then you make an offer that he can't refuse, and then you guys fight for the belt, or you guys have the same vision in mind, which makes it easier to make the fight happen. So I'm not going to sit here and say David should fight for the vacant IBF when I know that you're not supposed to do that. And you're not supposed to give a champion credit that does do that. Just because they bent the rules for you, it was Saul Canelo Alvarez, because he also did it too. At the time, I also didn't give him credit for that. Because you're not, a champion can't fight for a vacated belt. He has to fight a live body. That's the unwritten rules in boxing. But like I said, shit gets fucking trampled. Front Truck, you came back. You had something on your mind. Tell me what's on your mind.
Shit, I'm just listening to you, round one. Fuck Devin Haney. Um, if anything, Bill Haney is gonna go down for being a legendary promoter, if not already. Like I really respect what he's done. I've been a Devin Haney sort of supporter fan, watching him since his fights in Tijuana. I'm from the Bay, and I've known about him because of my trainer. He had close friends to him. So
Hmm.
the fact that I've seen this play out like from the very jump, it's kind of like impressive. 100 million bucks, whether it happens. I think the reason why we're all talking about it right now, I just was like going through YouTube, other people are talking, other channels
All
are
right.
talking about it. I think that the reason we're talking about it so much is because we can believe it. Absolutely. Like especially with Connor Ben getting 15 million recently, like and crazy payouts.
Yeah, but that's not official either. I mean, that's just hearsay. The $15 million. I mean,
Connor Ben never came out himself and said they gave me 15 million. Nah, not yet. Look. What Front Truck is trying to say. Well, I'm hearing what you're saying, and what I think you're trying to say is this. Let me tell you guys something. $100 million is $100 million. I don't give a fuck if it's in Zuffa, boxing, nowhere, no matter. If your father and you, shouts out to Bill Haney, got you in position to sign a 3-fight deal for $100 million, I hope you get every penny. Because if you ask me, the money's not worth it for the price we pay after boxing. That's a separate conversation. Now, as far as what Fun Truck is saying, I can respect David Haney for any business endeavors he encounters. His business, his money. I'm not pocket chasing counting here. No, I'm not none of that. What I'm saying is Devin Haney, once upon a time, if this is true, where did he make his career? He made it in pro boxing, not in Sufa. Not in Sufa. He didn't become the youngest undisputed world champion in Sufa. He became that in the alphabet belts. So now by him signing $100 million deal, what I expect from Devin Haney is to carry the torch. Show us that you're gonna put Sufa on your back and that you as an entertainer, an athlete, a boxer can carry that burden. And until I see that, will I not give him credit for the star status that they're saying that he has? He's going to have to prove that there in a new job, in a new uniform, with a new look. So here you go, Devin Haney. You wanted a fresh start. You thought the boxing world was too harsh on you. They called you email champion. They never appreciated you, Devin. You must feel like an unappreciated worker. So you know what you did? You signed with a new company. Congratulations. And from what it sounds like, they paid you well. But wait, can you deliver? Can you deliver on the promise, the product? That yet to be seen. And that's all I'm on. I'm not shooting down Devin Haney. I'm not talking him up. I'm talking a fresh start, a real fresh start. You go to sue for David, guess what you got to do? You got to perform. You got to give Sufa what they paid for. They don't want no Tom and Jerry, Devin. Isn't that what Turkey called you? Tom and Jerry. Well, look who just required the services of Tom and Jerry. How ironic. Go ahead, Fun Truck.
So very often you hear of fighters getting fucked by their promoter and contract. This sport, we've seen Mikey Garcia, we've seen fighters like Terrence Crawford have that feud with Bob Arum and Martin Bacoli, my favorite fighter right now. He recently tweeted out something about his promoter Ben Shalom not giving him the fights and whatever. So the fact that Devin Haney like took his career into his own hands, that's the part that I can respect uh, very much.
Hey, Fun Truck,
And
before you finish your thought real quick, did you see the statement Eddie Hearn made about Conor Ben?
no, what'd he say?
They offered, this is allegedly, and it's the source is Eddie Hearn himself. Allegedly, they offered Conor Ben 3 title fights before signing
Oh
to
yeah, I heard
Sufa.
that too. He sounds like a salty ex at Hearn. He's
Hold on.
putting out
Hold on.
all the dirty laundry. He's putting out all the dirty laundry on
let me
Conor
pull the
Ben.
report real quick, and I'll read it to you real quick.
Yeah,
Hold on.
read it out to us so that we
Let
can
me
hear
let
exactly
me
what he said.
let me find it. So like that.
I saw that too. We were talking about it, and I saw that report, and I was like,
Here
"Damn!"
we
And
go.
go ahead, read it.
Hold on. Let it load. Hearn claims Ben turned down 3 title fights before moving to Sufa. Eddie Hearn has claimed that Conor Ben rejected 3 world title opportunities before signing with Dana White's Sufa Boxing. Ben left Matchroom after his 2 fights with Chris Eubank Jr., then made his Sufa debut against Regis Prograis at 150 catch weight. The 29-year-old won a dominant 10-round points decision on the Fury vs. Makhmudov undercard and has since agreed to a multi-fight deal with the new promotional company. According to Hearn, Ben was offered fights with Louis Crocker, Rolando Rolly Romero, and Josh Kelly while still connected to Matchroom. Hearn said he viewed Crocker versus Ben at the O2 Arena as a strong world title opportunity, but Ben showed little interest and later raised concerns about the IBF rehydration policy. Hearn also said a fight with Rolly had been agreed through Louis DeCubis, only for Ben to dismiss it as not big enough. He then floated a stadium of light clash with IBF super welterweight champion Josh Kelly, which Ben also rejected. I think he knows his limitations, Hearn said, suggesting Ben is now looking for the biggest possible financial opportunity rather than the smaller risk title fights. Ben remains the WBC's leading contender at welterweight and is expected to target a fight with Ryan Garcia later this year, despite not having fought at 47 since stopping Chris Van Heerden in 2022.
Man, I mean, the narratives that these guys are putting out, man, it's just it's really crazy. Um, look, look, guys, look. Frontline. By all accounts, everything that you read, what did you take out of that? Before I give any my opinion,
So you know how I am. There's always three sides to a story. You got you got Eddie Hearn's side, you got Conor Ben's, and then somewhere in the middle is the truth.
right?
We heard Eddie Hearn's side. We haven't heard anything from Conor Ben yet that I'm aware of, at least.
Well,
So it's hard to say. I mean, we know that Eddie Hearn is a snake in a suit. Could he
right,
be butthurt that Conor Ben
one
made the
hundred percent,
decision to go to Sufa, and that's
one
why
hundred
he's
percent, one
all of
hundred
a
percent.
sudden claiming that he had all these fights lined up for him? We don't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, and that's what I mean. When I say that Ed Hearn sounds like a disgruntled employee or fucking ex girlfriend, right? But Ed Hearn is in his rights to do this, right? When it comes to management, when it comes to promoters in that regards, right? They're the ones that are responsible for elevating your career. Ed Hearn did a remarkable job with Conor Ben. He did a remarkable job with Conor Ben. He sold you Conor Ben like if Conor Ben was fucking the next best thing since sliced bread. There are a lot of boxing fans in the world that really believe that Conor Ben is a boxer, and he's far from that. He Conor Ben can't box at all. What he can do, he can fight. That's what Conor Ben can do. He can fight. Boxing, not so much. Now, the casual fan, unfortunately, and I don't like to call people casual fans because I believe any boxing fan is a good fan and I'll accept you all. But a casual boxing fan, right? I'm not sure if they understand the difference, what Ed Hearn did for Conor Ben. Meaning, Conor Ben has never won a boys club title, a regional title, a minor title, let alone a major world title. He's never won anything. And for a man that has accomplished nothing, he's revered like if he did some shit. And that has to do, my friend, with the promotion of Ed Hearn and the brilliance that is Ed Hearn. He did that for Conor Ben. So when you're at like a promoter's job, a manager, and it's like a child. You take this child, you raise it, you clothe it, you feed it, you teach it, you nurture it. Then all of a sudden your fucking kid wins the gold medal and thanks. I want to thank the man that's always been there for me. He's my father, my coach. And your father's standing there like, motherfucker, I brought you all the way up here, every step of the way. And you start thanking other people, you're going to feel some kind of way. Ed Hearn made Conor Ben. So his job, since he took off with Dana White, is to destroy him and to feed you his next star. Fucking top promoter shit. Ed Hearn is feeding you what? That look, Ben Whitaker is the next best thing since sliced bread. What did the boxing world wake up the next day after Ben Whitaker put that guy away? What did they say? Oh shit, Ben Whitaker, you guys better watch out there. He'll beat all the top guys. He'll do this, he'll do that. But reality is much more, how should I say? Reality is a motherfucker. And when you can see boxing for what it is, I'll hop on the train for only so far. I'll tell you how far I'll go before I say I want to get off this ride. I'll promote Ben Whitaker. I'll say that he had a spectacular performance and he's on a rise. It's good for boxing. It is. It's good for boxing. He's got this little star status out there. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But if you want to talk about his technical skills as a fighter, Ben Whitaker, he has way too many flaws to fuck with any of the top guys. That's just the truth. If Frank Warren, or I mean Ed Hearn, if Frank Warren wants to put his fighter against Ed Hearn's not stupid. He better recognize what Ben Whitaker really is in real life. In real life, Ben Whitaker can't fight going to the right. That's a huge flaw. He can't evade going to the right neither. He's awkward. Go watch that fight in the first round when he tried to duck going to the right. He looked lost. Ben Whitaker can't step around even the basic jab. He has some huge boxing flaws.
That's
Ben
fine.
Whitaker.
He fought for the Olympic British Olympic team. I think
Yeah,
that he's boxed old and like long enough to create his own style. So you got to let him play out, bro. Come on,
yeah.
give
Listen,
him the
listen, listen. What I'm telling you is this. What I'm saying to you guys is this. What Ed Hearn is doing with Ben Whitaker and the way that they're placing him is the correct way.
yeah.
It is the
That's it.
correct way. Don't the boxing fans get crazy. The boxing fans get crazy and they start saying, yo, put him up against this guy and this and that. But what is Ed Hearn doing right now? He's with his new girlfriend, Ben Whitaker. Conor Ben is his ex. He's going to take Ben Whitaker, and I'm going to try to tell you right now, he's going to turn him into a household name. Mark my words. Mark my words that the promoter that is Ed Hearn is going to take Ben Whitaker. You got a star right there. The only thing is that you can't make the same mistake you did with Edgar Berlanga. Edgar Berlanga had 16 knockouts in the first round, whatever, coming up. That's the most in boxing history, whatever. But he went from hereditarily fighting unknown fighters to fighting the best fighter pound for pound in our era, Saul Canelo Alvarez, undisputed world champion. They rushed him too fast. Don't do that with Ben Whitaker. If you allow Ben Whitaker to grow as a fighter, you see, because Ben Whitaker is actually here. Ed Hearn found him here. Only one fight with him, right? He found him here. He needs to take him and do the exact same thing he did with Conor Ben. But in actuality, I tell you all Ben Whitaker's defects, right? Okay. But the guy can fight. The guy has potential. And the guy has been showing of late that he's not all show, that he can actually box. He does have flaws. He does have things he needs to work on. So I'm pointing them out. He's not ready for the top guys. But I'm trying to tell you right now, fucking with Ed Hearn, messing around with that promoter, he's going to beat everybody to the top spot. Mark my words. Mark my words that Ed Hearn is going to take Ben Whitaker and he's going to get him to the promised land. Trust me what I tell you. And it's not going to be that run. Ben Whitaker's going to end up being like those dudes that got to prove himself. Like, who did he fight? But he got the belt. This is blah, blah, blah. That's what's going to happen. Good promoting. That comes from Ed Hearn. But Ed Hearn will put you in position for that you have to win the fights. Now, if I was smart, like Ed Hearn is, I wouldn't put Ben Whitaker in the fire because I know what I got. I got a rising star that needs work. Just walk with him. Walk with him. Look,
He's fighting. He's fighting.
look what he did with Conor Ben. Did Conor Ben fight for any world titles? Or did he walk with Conor Ben? Just answer me that. Did Conor Ben fight for any world titles? He just walked with Conor Ben. Same thing you need to do with Ben Whitaker until he's ready for them fights. Now, if you can get a sneaky fight in there where Ben Whitaker can whoop that dude's ass and walk off with that belt, now you guys won. Now you won. But Ben Whitaker is still growing as a fighter. I can't grade him with the top guys if he's just not there yet. Give him a chance. But I'm trying to tell you, this whole conversation it's not about Ben Whitaker or Conor. It's about Ed Hearn and what he can do for you as a promoter. What he did for Conor Ben, what he's about to do with Ben Whitaker. Now, I just answered every question, in a nutshell. Like, there's going to be fans that say, yo, but Edwin, look at Ben Whitaker. I see it. I know what I'm seeing. But I also know what he has potential in being. Ben Whitaker is he could be a mega star. You got a good one right there. And he's going to diminish the work he did for Conor Ben. And he's going to kind of tell Dana White, now you take it from there. You know, because it's true. Ed Hearn made him. And then all of a sudden, Dana White is just going to pick up a star that you made. You wouldn't feel some kind of way? Like you wouldn't feel like backstabbed or anything? All the hard work you put into this fighter? I mean, boxing is it's an ugly sport. It really is. People will stab people in the back just to advance. A lot of small promoters, you know, I hear them talk in gyms. You know, I'll bring you to the next step. I'll bring you to the next guy. They got promoters that bring guys to the next guy, and that's it. They only play in this level because they already know that they don't have the kind of money to keep this guy. And here comes Top Rank throwing around a lot of money, and they steal your guy right from underneath you. It happens every day in boxing. It's a dirty business. It's a real dirty business, boxing. And one of the things, I see a lot of YouTube channels, a lot of guys and shit. They're like, yo, Edwin, you only got 5,000 channels, 5,000 subscribers. I got 150,000. And I be talking about cats. I be showing pictures of pretty little cats. And I go, congratulations for you. Congratulations for you for your 100,000 subscribers on YouTube for showing cats. But there's levels to everything. And in the boxing level, I think I'm doing pretty fucking great. And as far as levels they go in promoting and fightings and shit, like, but we don't always get our just due, but we just keep going now, don't we? Sometimes boxing is reviewed when in between baseball and football. Hey, the heavyweight champion won the fight, now back to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? They don't even give us respect like that. It's because of us that we keep boxing alive. You know, these channels, me, you know, what we do. And but yeah, we take the smallest view contents and the less pay. This truly isn't because of views. This is just because of my passion for boxing. And I love when you guys come up here and share your passion as well. I'm not always right. My opinion or what I say doesn't. But if I ever say something that sparks you in conversation, don't be shy. Don't be shy to interact, talk. Here at Ron with Sports Talk, we would always talk, keep the conversation going. Tell me what you think. Tell me what I'm wrong in. Tell me what I don't know. You understand? Because maybe I might learn something from you, the boxing fans. Yo, Frontline, can you read the chat?
Daryl says, I'm not respecting Devin Haney no more. Not when you want to downplay Inoue's win over Junto just because you act butthurt after seeing Junto at number 7 instead of you.
Now I understand that. He meant when Devin downplayed the fight over Junto. Yes. I thought he said when I
no
downplayed
Devin Haney.
Yes, because it just clicked right now. Devin made a little tweet about the Junto fight. Go ahead, keep reading the chat. Now I understand it. Yes, brother.
COD Chris says, yo, round 1, salute. Bruce Carrington would drop Inoue. Facts.
Yo, did Frontline pay you to say that?
Nope.
Say the truth.
Is that COD?
Say the truth. You know Frontline done paid you to say that.
COD has common sense boxing knowledge, bro.
Shut the fuck up. Yo, Frontline, that's your account. That's your second account. You made it up. You got your girl in the other room writing comments.
And on top of
Shut up. Don't nobody listen to that.
And on top of it, Shushu don't headbutt. Cesar says, imagine Ben versus Broner live on Zuffa, match made in heaven.
Wait, whoa. A.B. Broner?
Yes, there's no other Broner in boxing.
No, Broner is... No, you guys want to get Broner fucking killed? Hurt? Embarrassed more than what he always embarrassing himself? Plus, you guys got to give Ben Whitaker his respect. Ben Whitaker is looking for a more worthy opponent to fight. You know, I think Ben Whitaker is in a different trajectory, tying his name to a, you know, that could just be a catastrophe with. And then if Ben Whitaker stops or beats AB, no one's going to give him credit. You know what they're going to say? You beat up a drunk, addicted AB. So that win in the fight would actually go nowhere for Ben Whitaker's stock. You understand? I think that Ben Whitaker needs to focus on beating some of the guys, the top guys, to really solidify and gain the respects of the boxing fan. I don't think that Ben Whitaker just, even if like let's say Joshua Boazzi, those kind of guys, fucking, what's that guy's name?
Hold on, because COD taking shots. He said Conor Ben would get Zayas. Now, you know damn well that's not my fake account, because I would never say some shit like that.
No. You said that to throw us off.
Again,
But that's your fake account. Frontline.
I don't like how your
it.
boy Shakur said he would stop Conor Ben. We know Shakur not stopping shit. Bro,
Your
Ben
boy
Whitaker
Shakur stops Conor Ben.
No.
Yeah, he
says
might.
he doesn't like how Shakur said he would stop Conor Ben when we know Shakur ain't stopping shit.
All right, first of all, Conor Ben ain't no Teofimo Lopez. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Teofimo Lopez beats Conor Ben. I don't know if you know that. Teo will beat Conor Ben. What Shakur did to Teo, he made him look like he didn't belong in the ring with him. So I don't know how the hell you think, or where you don't think accumulation of punches throughout the rounds. Shakur Stevenson was punching good against William Zepeda, but Shakur was cutting a lot of weight. Shakur at 140, a bit bigger. He was punching harder. Did you see Teo's face? You remember what Teo looked like after the fight, right? You do remember that all bubbled cut there, blah, blah. He was fucked up. There was no head bumps in the fight. You know that, right? So those were all punches. So that damage that Teo took, Conor's just what? Is he made out of iron, steel, titanium? He's not going to take any of that's pillow fist punching. What Teo looked like after the fight. That's what a pillow fist fighter does. Guys, stop believing this shit. Yeah, Shakur Stevenson doesn't have that one punch knockout power. But you can't tell me that his punches don't hurt. He'll bubble the fuck out of fucking Conor Ben. Conor Ben can't box. Conor Ben only brawls. He's a fighter. He's not a slick boxer. Not like Shakur. But Shakur fights off timing, off patterns. If Conor Ben keeps doing the same shit every round, he's going to get knocked out against Shakur. Shakur is a high elite fighter. Conor Ben makes reads. Listen, for an example, in the boxing world, right, we find this funny. This is a joke amongst us that just happened with Conor Ben and Regis Progress. The thing is that we thought as boxers, you would never sustain a head injury to a guy that's stationary, standing there with two bad knees. Regis Progress wasn't dipping down. Regis Progress was like this. How the fuck did you suffer not one, not two, but 3 eye cuts from head clashes, Conor Ben? Go back and watch the fight. Conor Ben lunged in. The greatest fighters in the world don't suffer cuts. Shakur, Floyd, the best fighters. They know how to move their head. They know how to position. They know where they're at. They're not doing amateur shit like leaning in and smashing their foreheads. The only time that shit happens when a fighter smashes their foreheads is when either the fight was so skilled that at one brief moment they smacked heads. You'll see it like once in a fight or something, right? Because they miscalculated. 3 fucking times. 3 times. Maybe even more. You smacked your head against a guy that literally was standing still upright. Regis Progress. Regis Progress wasn't doing this. He was like this. That means that Conor Ben, you overextended and went forward. You smacked your head against him. You didn't work the angles. You didn't come in, cut, know the measurement between you and him.
It wasn't like Regis pulled them in like, like Inoue did to
Shut
Nakatani.
up. I knew you would say some dumb shit. Read the chat.
Dave says Boots is going to get exposed. Can't wait. Saludos to Dave's real facts. Jason says Ben Whitaker is good and could go far in boxing. Cesar says Whitaker is Eddie's new AJ, not Connor. Whitaker is actually good. Precise says it's business. You doing good, but stop capping on Zuffa, says Precise. COD says Ben Whitaker fighting a Puerto Rican next. COD, that Puerto Rican is inactive. It's a fight to make Ben Whitaker look
why
good.
y'all gotta bring that up? Why you gotta bring that up? Yo, I wasn't gonna say anything. I knew about it, right? Ben Whitaker is fighting one, right? UK, y'all about to get another dub on us on that one, right?
Hey, but
That's
don't
okay.
sleep on Popeye. Don't sleep on Popeye.
Listen, I'm not sure about Popeye. Hey, Popeye's out my way.
He's from Hartford, Connecticut. But
he's
have
out
you
my
seen
way.
him lately on social media?
Popeye?
He's talking reckless like he's this guy. Popeye's talking way too much. He's gonna be one of those fighters that's a few moments later.
A few moments later.
Yes.
Ben Whitaker's. I don't know. I think Ben Whitaker is.
You know who I got in that fight though, right, Edwin?
Who do you got? You got Popeye.
I got Popeye.
Of course you got Popeye. You're always going to go
Puerto
with
Rican.
Puerto
What do you
Rican
think?
flag.
You think I give a fuck about Ben Whitaker? Fuck Ben Whitaker. I got Popeye on this shit.
Yeah, no, it's not even about that. You should have said, you think I give a fuck about any other flag? It's my flag. You would have been better off
That's
like
it.
that.
That's
okay.
it.
So, as far as it goes with Ben Whitaker as a talent, Ben Whitaker is a better talent than Conor Ben, if you ask me. I think that Conor Ben is like an exciting fighter. If you match up Conor Ben well with a fighter that caters to him, he's going to give you an exciting fight. Conor Ben. He's kind of like that fighter that goes out there. He looks strong. He fights strong type fighter and shit. But he's not a smart fighter. He doesn't work off his jab. He doesn't set things up. He doesn't read patterns. He doesn't cut the ring off well. He doesn't do boxing shit. He just fights. You got to understand that. That's Conor Ben. Now, Ben Whitaker is making that transition to being respected as a real boxer. We saw Conor Ben's movement, antics, and if you ask me, that shit wasn't easy, neither what he did, right? But some people are like, oh, that he was fighting a cab driver, a tomato can, a real Zuffa fighter, right? So, yeah, I had to throw in a shot. So, Ben Whitaker, for all my accounts, I think that he did what he needed to do. But don't lie to your fighter. It's the worst when you keep feeding him these fighters, then he goes up there and fights a real boxer and he gets a real bad rude awakening. And then the fighter realizes, you guys lied to me. You guys let me believe my own bullshit and I didn't get any better. That's the worst case scenario when a fighter is brought up as a hype job just to get railroaded by the guy they wanted him to get railroaded by. They dress this guy up. They do that in boxing every day. They see a guy from out there and they allow the promoters to dress him up so that their killer can finish him, so that you think he fought a good name. You understand? That happens every day in boxing, all the time. Now, Ben Whitaker, and in fact, I'm critical on him. I'm critical. I'm critical on all the boxers, right? I'll tell you their goods, their bads, their faults, everything, right? I just pointed out Ben Whitaker's flaws. Whether you accept them or not, I dare you. I dare you to call me out on them. Call me out on my boxing IQ. Call me out on my boxing insight. Shit, right now, I don't give a fuck. I'll put up the Ben Whitaker fight. Tell me in the fight, where do you see Ben Whitaker fight going to the right? Where do you see him evading good to the right? Go back and watch the fight. Watch any of his fights. Am I wrong for saying that? Or am I wrong for teaching or showing you something that when you go back and watch it, you're going to come back. I guarantee it. You're going to say, round one's right. Why? Because I read fighting. This is all I do. I'm not claiming to be the best at it. I'm not claiming to be, but I'm getting better. And I'm trying to learn fighting at its highest level. When I'm watching fighters, there's certain things I'm looking for. There's certain things this fighter did this against this guy. What does it mean when they say styles make fights? What does that actually mean? Why is it that this style can't beat this style? That's where I'm at. I'm trying to learn every day. The more I learn about fighters, I thought at one point I knew all there needs to know about fighting. Then here comes fighters like Naoya Inoue fucking rewriting fighting. I'm like, damn. In that sequence, I could have threw a punch. In that sequence, I could have did this. In that sequence, I should have did this. Wait a minute. And it makes me start thinking. I thought fighting had to do this, and this. That's it. And then you got these fighters that are changing the game. Terrence Crawford. That mofo, he goes from righty to lefty effortlessly. Not everybody can do that. I consider him a very high-skill fighter. There are fighters that just defy the logic of fucking boxing. Navarrete. That guy, every time I watch him fight, I'm just like, he breaks every fucking rule.
And every time you bet against him, you lose.
He crosswalks, he crosses his feet, he does everything wrong, and he still wins. And when you see that, you got to understand the beauty of real fighting. That not one particular style can reign supreme. There's always that monkey wrench, that wow fighter, and that's what keeps me engaged. The fact that there's not just one formula to fight. There's a concept that can be a beginning, what you should do. But not all humans react the same. Meaning, in fighting, I learned cause and effect. If I do this, you do this. You understand? I'm going to make you walk into my shot. Meaning, the first punch I threw was just to get your attention. Wasn't really to hurt you or land. Right? Got your attention. The second shot I did was my diversion. Bow. That got you to go like this. The next body movement I want you to make is to throw a punch. I'm creating that. I hit you like this, hit you like that. Here comes your punch. I made you do that. I set you up. The second you go to throw that punch, I'm telling you, the next thing you're going to remember is you being on the floor and how did you get there? That's what you're going to remember. Because that's a setup. Some fighters train to read them. Patterns.
That's what Shushu gonna do the anyway.
That,
Hey,
like, if, you know? Go ahead.
One Leinster says Inoue's a beast. QS17, Inoue #1, King. Precise says he might stop Connor. Laughing emojis. Precise says if Kerr wanted to stop him, he probably could.
Wait, who? Kerr? Shakur.
Yeah, Shakur. They call him Kerr.
Okay. Yeah.
COD Chris says Shakur never hurt Tio. Dave,
He never hurt Tio. He never hurt Tio. When Tio's eye was like that in that huge ass cut, that's not hurt. That's not pain. Continue reading.
Tio down bad. He got cooked, says Dave's. COD Shakur can't stop Conor Ben. Stop it, bro. Shakur never had power even in the lower weight class. Dave's
Okay, but what makes wait, stop. What makes that guy that whoever's texting this, right, that you're reading, what makes him think that he can stop Shakur? Shakur ain't never stopped Conor Ben, when's the last person he stopped? He couldn't even stop a weight drain fucking Chris Eubank Jr. that fucking cut so much weight that they had to take him out in a stretcher. Both fights. So you couldn't stop a weight drain Chris Eubank Jr. that was just needed help. It looked like if a gust of wind went by fast, it would have knocked him out. You couldn't knock out that guy. But you want to convince me here at Round One Sports Talk that he's going to knock out who? Or stop who? Devin? Because according to you, Shakur, that he's going to stop Shakur. Because according to him, Shakur can't stop Conor Ben, right? Okay, he says Shakur can't stop Conor Ben.
Damn, them
What makes you think that Conor Ben can stop Shakur? If you're going to say it for one guy, all I'm saying is just flip the coin. That's all I'm saying. If you're saying that Shakur can't stop Conor Ben, okay, then are you trying to say that Conor Ben can stop Shakur? Because I don't think that can happen either. So if neither of them can knock out each other, I take Shakur in the win in the unanimous decision all day. So Shakur wins.
Dave says Hitchens cooks TL2. Tyre says same styles coming in and out. COD Chris Eubank never hurt Ben like that. You think Shakur can hurt him? Come on, bro. You trolling. Tyre says that may make them bump heads. Conor Ben overrated. It will be interesting, but Boots has impressed me on anything legendary yet. He must have meant hasn't impressed him yet.
Stop right there. I can agree with you, fan. Boots hasn't impressed me neither. The problem with this fight with Jerron Boots Ennis and Xander, I'm going to come out and say it again. I'm a Jerron Boots Ennis supporter. My family's from Philly. We have a boxing gym in Philly. My grandsons are out there in Philly. They live in Philly. But Xander carries something that's way more valuable. My Puerto Rican flag. And at the end of the day, I love you all. But but I also respect competition. Boxing is truly like the Olympics. What we're actually doing, without realizing, some of us don't realize this, we're representing our countries. American fighters are supposed to represent America. Mexico fighters are supposed to represent Mexico. Like that. But what America does, the Westerns, we're so used to going against each other, like in football. Football is only played one place in the world, America. That's it. So America is forced to pick between the Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers. Two American teams. And we as American, we pick our favorite players. So when it comes to boxing, we take that same concept and we come into boxing. But what we don't realize is that we're competing against all the countries in the world. That's why all the flags are on the belt. Europe, China, Japan, Russia, France, Dominican Republic, Mexico, fucking Argentina, Venezuela. We're all competing against each other. For what? The gold. It's right there in front of your face. See, Shakur Stevenson, Tank Davis, fucking Teofimo Lopez, fucking Ryan Garcia, they're all on the American team. They were born in America. They're supposed to represent the USA. David the Monster Benavidez, where was he born? Ryan Garcia, where was he born? They want him to represent Mexico because he has Mexican blood. Understandable. It's you as a fighter to claim it. It doesn't matter if you were born in America. Doesn't mean you have to be solidified to it. But I'm saying under the rules that we don't respect, that we don't honor our flags. When Lomachenko raised that Ukrainian flag in the Ukrainian war with Russia, what was all over social media? Yellow and blue. The only reason why I knew the color of their flag is because of that war. Tell you the truth. And Loma brought his flag to the world stage in one way or another, whether through politics and war or boxing. You knew his flag. Can your country do the same? Does your country's flag hold the same value? American flag, what does it mean? American fighter, who are they? When even Americans value everybody else but American fighters. And if I was to come up here and only support American fighters, guess what category they would put me under? Pick it, LGB, whatever, put a letter name to it. That's where they would put me. But because of the fact that I choose to stay noble to the only one thing I value, boxing. I don't care who you are, what skin color, what race, what nationality. I've always said this, if you can fight, you can fight. And I'm studying you. I'm in this because of the combat. My wife today had a small debate with me, in fact, today. And she told me, she said she didn't understand why this guy would fight for this. If they didn't offer you all this money, you wouldn't fight for free, now would you? I had to stop her right there. And I had to tell her, you don't understand fighters. She says, no, because nobody's going to fight for nothing. I said, you're wrong. I would fight you in a McDonald's parking lot for a world title for no money, for a cheeseburger, maybe 2 fries. I can give 2 shits about the cheeseburger because I'm going to throw it away and I'm going to flick the french fries at you. Those were never my intentions. It's that world title. Some point, there's fighters out there that don't give 2 shits about what the money value of the fight is. I didn't sign up for the money. That was going to come regardless. I knew I was going to be rich.
Prime example.
I knew I was going to be rich. That's going to come when I win my world titles. Xander Zayas. When also you got fighters like Naoya Inoue. You know what that motherfucker did? How many times, I bet you guys don't even know this. How many times did Naoya Inoue throughout his career give money out of his own purse for the guy to fight him? He did it to Scooter, to Stephen Kubo Fulton, and gave him money on top of that for the 30 days. Remember when Naoya Inoue suffered the injury and he had to stay in Japan? They paid him even more money on top of that. Yo, when he wanted to fight John Casamero, what did Naoya Inoue say to John Casamero? When John Casamero was trying to price himself out, Naoya Inoue said, give him whatever he wants. How many times has Naoya Inoue given the fighters what they want? He's taking less money. You know what he sounds like? Michael Jordan, Tom Brady, those kind of guys. Was Tom Brady ever the highest paying quarterback during his rise? No. Aaron Rodgers was making more money than he was. But what did Tom Brady say? Buy me a fucking wide receiver I can throw the ball to. What did Michael say? Michael Jordan wasn't the highest paid basketball player. No, he wasn't. Scottie Pippen at one time was making more money than him. What did Michael say? Pay me less, but hire me some help. Something a champion, real winners do. Naoya Inoue says, give a fuck about the money. As a matter of fact, from what I'm hearing, Naoya Inoue doesn't even have control of his money. His father does. His father gives him a monthly check to give Naoya Inoue. And even though Naoya Inoue knows he has like millions of dollars in the bank, his brother Takuma doesn't.
Wait. Stop right there.
Check it out.
We got Bulbos. Welcome back, my brother.
What's he saying?
He says, hello, am I still black? We don't block nobody here, Bobby, at all. Everybody got a freedom to say whatever the fuck.
Who block Bubbles?
Nobody. He had a little thing with Koki with the whole thing. That's
yeah. Okay. Koki might have
Jose.
Koki might have got him.
Bobby?
Koki might have got him.
Nah, but he didn't block him. Yo, Bubos, you good, bye. You good.
Yo, so I was like I was saying, it's just that there's everything I was saying was this. There's to one man, his price is not the same as the next. What one man values is not the same as what the next man values. I think as men, we have that mistake in us. We choose to put our expectations on another man. And we would say, when we talk about that man, we would say, I wouldn't do this. And you're not consciously aware of, you're saying you wouldn't do this. What you're not saying is he didn't do this. You understand? So like when you view things, you have to watch that. And you have to learn how to break things down, because although I would have not made the same decisions he would have made, that's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is the decision that he made. And you need to focus on that. You understand? Rather than putting your values, your perception of what you think you would have done in his situation. And that's where, when translating topics, points get misconstrued because a lot of people have the bad habit of saying, well, then if he did this, well, then I agree because I would have did this. And that's the problem. You got to take yourself out of that and you got to learn how to accept and dissect what he did and not make it so personal. You understand? So when I break down the situation with these guys, it's not that I would have done every of these moves. I just understand some of these things. You understand? And I give it to you. Now, you as a fan, you have at it. You make a decision whether or not, based on what you hear, what you thinking is accurate. That's on you. But what I'm telling you is just what I see. And I think a lot of these situations need to play out. Some are upfront, others need time. That Devin shit with with Zuffa, very interesting if it stands to be true. Like Frontline also alluded to here at Round One Sports Talk, we'll break shit down, but my co-host Frontline does his homework. And neither me or Frontline can find anything that says that Devin Haney himself said that this Zuffa shit is real.
Nothing's official. Nothing's official on
No, these
Zuffa.
are just
Nothing's official
conflicting
with the
reports.
Haneys. Nothing. It's just
Because
rumored talk.
Frontline does his research on a lot of these things, and constantly Frontline is looking up, either to debunk some of these claims or to, and we're constantly working behind the scenes, and we're looking these things up. And I was telling, Frontline, I can't find anything. And Frontline, he was telling me I can't find anything either. So I said, go ahead, keep looking. I'll keep looking over here. We came back. You got anything? Nope. Nope. And it's just the reason why we don't have anything, because every source or every credible source we thought is either just a fucking, it's nothing definitive. So we're just breaking it down.
Yo, shout out to Pug. Pug says Haney's standard always been reward matching the risk. Let him get Sufa franchise 100 mil and set the new bottom line. Everyone wins because the other franchise guys can demand same scale or more.
Hey, yo,
Takeover says salute round one frontline. Jason says Shakur kicked Teal's ass easy. Takeover says look at Boot's resume. It's pathetic. You went over it. And his first 20 fights fought guys with more losses than wins. Jose Rodriguez in the building. El Broski.
El Broski.
Bobos. Hey, matter of fact, Jose was in that when I got kicked out. I got timed out on Boxeo Urbano Network. I told you about that, right?
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah.
But keep reading the chat because I want to get to this guy.
El
Keep going.
salado de César me bloqueó el cabrón. Yo, round one, you made up with Coach Bermudez. Haney sue for the official question. That's Bobo's. Dead Bobo says clickbait title. Laughing emoji.
Yo, Bubbles. That's why your ass got blocked. Because you be saying, you know what I'm saying? What you mean clickbait title?
No, wait, hold on. No. If you read the title, you got to read the entirety. You see, people be having selective reading. You just read on the title Haney's Zuffa $1 million deal. You didn't read the rest of the title where it says, "Is it true? Let's talk about it."
You see that, Frontline? Thank you, Frontline. My co-host came to my aid. Listen, I put up the question mark in my title because I'm asking the fans, is this true? Here comes Bobo's.
Bobo's,
You know what I'm saying?
Back on fire.
You know what I'm saying? Coming back on fire. You know what I'm saying? He was just kicked out by somebody. I'm not
Nah,
sure
he was
who.
never kicked out.
Yeah,
He left
no.
because
But
of the
according to
Twitter
him,
fuss.
let him keep that. Don't tell him that we don't know.
Nah,
Let
he
him
good.
pretend
Nah,
like he was kicked
I
out.
already talked to him about that. Like on other
No,
channels, I
let
told
him
he's
pretend.
Gucci.
Yo, frontline. Let him pretend like he's important, like we kicked him out, like he's hated. Because if he don't feel that way, then he don't got nothing to toot his horn about.
Nah,
You know
let's
what I'm
talk about the
saying?
Mexican knee though. Let's talk about the Mexican knee, Bobos.
The Mexican tier. The
Oh, the
Mexican tier.
tier. Esa sí que está cabrón.
Yo, the Mexican
Yo,
tier.
the tier, papi.
The tears were
In
flowing.
Japan, oh my God,
Yo,
Japan, they
Bobos,
got mugs.
do
They
you
got
need a shoulder to cry on? Do you
they're
need a shoulder?
selling
Because it
mugs
seems like
for
you guys like
Mexican
to
tears.
shoulder to cry on. Ah, shots fired.
Japan is selling Mexican mugs with tears in them. That's
Yo,
crazy.
when you drink it, the Mexican dude goes to the referee's shoulder.
Hold on, I gotta go fact check right now.
Yo, Bobos, love you. Came to the show, gave us shit to talk about.
Hold
You
on,
know what I'm
I gotta check.
saying?
Okay, here we go. You ready? Devin Haney cashes in 100 million Zuffa deal and more. So yes, Bobos, you are right. Edwin, you fucked up. You didn't put a question mark there. So
But I didn't put a question mark
hey,
on the bottom.
nope, you fucked up. You fucked up. I got to give the Bobos on this one. You got clickbait. That's it.
Hold on. Is it technically clickbait if everybody else is doing it?
Well, we're not talking. We're talking about wrong on sports. Talk. We speak facts here. We don't. We joke a lot. We have
Hold
fun
on,
here,
wait.
but
But
we
isn't that
don't
what
put out
everybody else is
bullshit.
reporting? Am I doing anything clickbait? Clickbait would be something that is not so. That so everybody else is not also reporting. You
Hey
understand?
yo, Salas
So
is
does
down
it
bad
fall
too.
under the guidelines of clickbait? Or is
Yo, did you
Bobo's
see David
hating?
Morrell's next fight?
I think he's a hater. I think he's a hater.
Who, Bobos?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go on the line. Bobos is a hater. Yeah. Yo, read the chat. Read the chat. What's Jose
Uh, uh,
Rodriguez just saying there? Front line. I like when you
he likes when
come
I go to
around and
Boxer Urbano Network because those people in there too serious. Yo, Cesar gets butthurt too fucking easy. He's the easiest dude for me to fucking troll.
you got in a way by KO versus Frontline, and 3 seconds after the opening bell. Yo, you gave
Hey,
Frontline
fuck
too
you,
much
QS.
time. 2 seconds.
Yo,
Two
you know what
seconds,
though?
not three. That's way too much time.
Hey,
Yo,
I'm gonna go in there with a fucking headgear on to fight in a way because he likes to
shut the
headbutt.
hell up. You be spreading lies.
El cabezazo, el
Boy.
cabezón. That's what I'm gonna call anyway. Anyway, el cabezón. No, Naoya, el cabezón anyway.
Yo, why you be lying on it? I'm
Bam,
about to pull that
Benavidez,
up now.
Canelo, Navarrete, all in the top 10 pound for pound list.
What?
Bam Rodriguez,
Yeah.
David, the real monster, not the cookie monster, the real monster Benavidez, Saul Canelo Alvarez, Navarrete, all in the top 10 pound for pound. Mexico flag.
Fucking guy. You know what, man? You know what? Check this
You,
out. Wait, still front line. Wait. Just wait 1 second. There's only one guy out of all those Mexican fighters you named that deserves to be on that list. You know that, right? For popularity, Mexican fight fans, they put
Chicano, I got you.
a lot of these Mexicans on the list, man. I just gotta be honest. I gotta keep it 100. Navarrete doesn't belong on no pound for pound list ever created on planet Earth. There should be no way that any human ever reveres Navarrete as a pound for pound fighter. A great fighter, a good fighter, yes. A winner, yes. Navarrete is an exception. He's a real conundrum, but not a pound for pound fighter. No, he's not a complete fighter all around. Navarrete got too many flaws to even be considered as a pound for pound. So just by putting Navarrete on the list by itself, you can
Your
tell
list is
that,
no good. Your list is null and
yeah,
voided.
you can tell that some envelopes got passed around.
Look,
Like,
Chicago kills adding flame to the fire. He said he forgot Fundora and Ortiz,
okay, and
which
neither
Ortiz is
does.
is the 30-year-old prospect,
Mm, mm.
and he said and King Rai.
All right, neither of those three guys combined belong on a pound for pound list. Even if you was to take Sebastian Fundora, Virgil Ortiz, and Ryan Garcia's skills, you wrap them into one, you still would be short a couple levels to get on a pound for pound list. Neither of those guys got the skills to be on a pound for pound list. Neither Virgil, Ryan, nor Fundora. You can't be on a pound for pound list anywhere. They're not that good.
Well, if we
So
use low keys pound for pound list, they might be on there.
there might be 10 Mexicans on there. Just like fucking two tones pound for pound list. That's just political fucking bias, fucking fanboy shit, right? But real boxing, Saul Canelo Alvarez no longer should be ever on a pound for pound list. Maybe once upon a time, back in the day, 8 years ago, some shit like that. He was all together. Saul's nowhere near the fighter he once was. I don't think the only reason why Saul's on a pound for pound list is because of favoritism, fame, fortune. That's it. You can't make a pound for pound list and you don't feel like you can make one without Saul. So you'll honorably put him on the list because of what the fighter he once was.
So let me ask you this, Edwin,
But he
based on what
doesn't
you just
deserve to
said.
be on the list. No. So there is the only Mexican fighter that guy had right was Bam Rodriguez.
So let me
It's
ask
the
you this,
only guy
based.
you can argue that deserves to be on the pound for pound list. Now that's a fighter.
Let
That's
me
a
ask you this,
boxer right there. Here comes
base.
Chicago Kills about to spew a whole bunch of Mexican shit. Here he comes.
Yo,
Here
let
he
me ask you
comes.
this, based on what you just said.
Yep.
Do you think M Billy beats Canelo?
Fuck no.
Yes. Yes.
Really?
And Billy's about to fucking walk like almost through Canelo, I think. I think Canelo's like not Canelo that he once was. You give me Canelo 6, 7 years ago, he knocks out and Billy. He knocks and Billy out. Canelo now, the Canelo that fought Terrence Crawford, that fought William Skull, that Canelo, that version of Canelo loses to Billy, yes.
Well, look,
And
bro.
Billy's about to show the world that Canelo's about to get another loss, yes.
Well, look, check it out. And Billy, he couldn't even do away with that Guatemalan that just fucking
Lester
put out a shit
Martinez.
show. Put out a shit show.
Yeah, but Lester Martinez, the version of Lester Martinez that fought in Billy would give
Nah,
Saul Canelo Alvarez a good
check this
fight.
out. The version that fought, the version of Canelo that fought Bud would beat and Billy.
Hell no.
Bro, Canelo was good that night. It's just Crawford was better. I think Crawford would beat and Billy. Fuck yes.
Yeah.
And Billy is just got muscle. He's a rhino, but he's there to be hit. And if
You
you're
think he's
and
you,
if
you
you
think he's on
practice,
PEDs?
he might be on like
You think
nah,
that Canelo Alvarez,
he might be.
has enough power to knock out
Yeah,
a rhino
I
when he
think
couldn't
so.
even knock out a fucking a mongoose and
Hey,
Terrence Crawford, a smaller version of your rhino. But
but
all of a sudden,
Crawford,
he's gonna stop your rhino.
check this
Make
out.
it make sense, please.
Well,
Crawford ain't.
I see what Chicago Kill's
But look,
saying. I see what he's
Crawford ain't
saying.
normal. He got shot in the head. Don't forget he got shot in the head, bro. He ain't normal. He's a different breed.
Okay,
Ain't
okay,
nobody
that
like
even
him.
makes it worse that you
Yeah,
brought that up. You mean to tell me you couldn't knock out a guy that got shot in his head?
nobody knocked out Crawford.
His
Yeah,
skull has been penetrated So it would be that much easier to knock him
Got
out.
Graves. I
No,
think he
no,
got
no. The
Graves. He
different.
got
I see where
Graves.
Chicago's coming from. Chicago's
Shut
coming
the
from the
hell
point.
up, bro.
No,
No, when
listen.
something is
Round one.
broken,
Come on.
when something is broken, it
Hey, bro,
doesn't
you're
make
missing
it
one
more
key factor here.
stronger.
You're missing one key factor here.
There's no key factor. He got shot in the head.
What Chicago Kill is trying to say
Shut up.
is
You guys are crazy.
Terrence Crawford was moving. The difference between M. Billy and Billy's gonna be there to get hit. That's why Chicago Kills is saying that Canelo can knock him out.
Okay, you act like you said something
Front
right
line,
there, right?
exactly.
Wait a minute. First of all,
I
firstly,
almost
you
said
act,
something.
hold up. You almost said something. What you got to put into the account is, okay, check it out, Frontline. Just what you need to do is just finish your statement. Okay, you're right. You're right about one thing. But what you're not adding to account is Billy's workout rate. And Billy punches strong from round one to round whenever the fight's over. You got a strong puncher, a volume puncher, like in Billy. Terrence Crawford didn't punch in volumes. Terrence Crawford punched in accuracy. He made sure his punches counted. That was Terrence Crawford. And Billy throws hard punches, whether they count or not, or land. He's in your face, fucking just bashing you. Just bashing you.
You made a good point, round one, with the position, the accuracy. But in this fight, Canelo versus Billy, Canelo's going to be the one with the accuracy punching. So he's going to catch Billy in between those hooks and those crazy round
At
hooks.
the end of
and
the
shit.
day, y'all know how I am. I'm Latino. At the end of the day, I got Saul over M. Billy.
Okay, now, you guys didn't ask me that. You guys didn't ask me that.
No, you
Well, you
said
don't feel
no,
he's
no,
gonna
no. We don't
lose.
have to ask you that.
You guys didn't ask me that. You guys don't ask me who I got in the fight if when the fight occurs or whatever. Look, listen. Of course.
Who you got? That's what we're talking about.
No, listen. Of course, I rock with my Latin fighters. There's been too many
But it ain't
nights.
about that. It's not about riding for with your lad.
You know, I no. Listen, Chicago. Let me finish my statement. Listen to me. I rock with my Latin fighters when it comes in to support for Latin fighters or whatever. But now I stand on the side of just broadcasting fights. As I broadcast the fights, I'm going to tell you my honest assessment. I give you both. Sometimes I play along with you guys. I'll say I'll pick a round of this, but I'll tell you what I honestly think about the fight if you listen long enough. The thing is, my pride, my Latin pride, will always go with Saul, of course. I just have a difficulty time thinking that the fight is going to be as easy as Chicago Kill says. Like Canelo's going to go out there 7 years ago. Canelo's going to go out there and just starch this guy. 7 years ago, Canelo, I would say that. But Canelo, although he's not up there in age, what is he, 35, 36? He's not that old, right? What Canelo has is a lot of boxing miles. He has over 60 fucking professional fights, man. Canelo is like, in boxing years, he's like 80 years old. You do realize that, right? Like, that's not easy doing what he did.
No, he still got his speech. He still
He does not have his speed. There is no speed there. There is no speed in Canelo. His waist movement has declined. His reaction time has declined. His counter punching has declined. Everything has declined in Saul Canelo Alvarez. I don't know what you're talking about, Chicago Kills.
Let me tell you real quick.
Where did he show speed at in any of his last fights?
Hey, read what Takeover just said.
I said speech, not speed. Speech. You said that Canelo's like 80 years old in boxing years. I'm saying that Canelo still has his speech.
Oh, his speech, not his speed. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's still all there.
No. Hey, wait, stop. No.
Taking a lot of shots, bro.
No, Chicago Kills. No, Chicago Kills. This much I gotta give you guys. The Mexican guys. This much I gotta give you. You guys are fucking durable. Okay, let me tell
Hey,
you
look,
that.
he's a
I
white
don't.
Mexican. That's a
I
difference,
don't
bro. He's
know.
a white
Stop.
Mexican. That's a
Just stop.
difference.
Just stop. Chicago kills.
There's a
Stop.
difference, though. I'm saying.
Okay, stop. Stop. Let me get this out. Let me get this out. Okay, you guys are durable. You Mexican guys, I don't know how God made you guys, but crazy ironically enough, God made you guys to be fighters. I don't know how'd you guys get this part of the equation because none of us are like this. Let me tell you something. When I look at American fighters throughout history, and you go back and you after their career, 20 years after their career, you go look at them. These guys can't even hold sentences. They're like, Hitman Hearns, Ali. There's a lot of stories, and the list go on. You even see Floyd Mayweather. He fucks up in sentences. He loses his train of thought. Now, when I look at fighters, Mexican fighters, and I see Julio Cesar Chavez fucking commentating at a fight, he's literally like a boxing announcer. He knows everything that's going. He's coherent. He can talk well. And I look at um, Julio Cesar Chavez, and I'm like, look at his face. That shit looks like leather. He had over 100 professional fights, and the man remarkably can talk fairly well for what he should not be talking like. Do you understand? So that much I give you guys. Morales, all those Mexican legends, all the way until the day them dudes are like witty, coherent.
Can I say something, Round One?
And
That's
I
the
don't
reason.
wait, before you finish, let me finish it. Let me let him play. I don't know what it is. I don't. I can't explain it, but Mexican dudes, for some reason or another, they're built for this, for like taking injuries and punches and shit. Because for the most part, from what I see, I might have to do some more research to really put this down. But from what at least I see, these guys are like born to fight, bro. They're not like everybody else. I see a lot of other countries, our fighters suffer, bro. We suffer. And these guys look like they wearing it well. So that's all I got to say with that. Go ahead, Chicago.
Well, yeah. So like, I think it comes from a lot of things, but comes from fucking just kind of, I guess, that Aztec warrior shit, but
I
also
don't know, man.
people
They're
are seeing
designed for
ahead,
it.
and
They're
and and
designed for it.
that's the reason why Mexicans don't care about getting hit. They come forward, they box that way because
They're
there's no
just
fear.
different. I don't
The
know,
American
man.
fighter doesn't want to get hurt.
Cause that shit hurts, bro.
Right. The old school American fighter didn't give a fuck, but the new school American fighter, they give a fuck. They don't
Yeah,
want to get
but
hurt.
but it didn't matter what new school, old school. Old school went in there and didn't care. Look at the price they paid. Old school Mexican fighters didn't care. Look at the price they paid. Not much. See, there's a difference. When fucking Sugar Ray Leonard only has one eye now. He can barely see out of one eye from fights. When fucking uh all these fighters can't even write their name.
You know
Julio
what's
Cesar
crazy?
Chavez, I just seen him. I just seen him like last Saturday night in the ring celebrating with David the Monster Benavidez. Julio Cesar Chavez.
Round one.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Julio Cesar Chavez is older
He don't like
than.
Canelo anyway.
Hold up. Julio Cesar Chavez is older and has way more fights than Hitman Hearns, doesn't he?
Than everybody, yeah, I think so.
Okay, Hitman Hearns could not be at that fight. He would have to be at that fight in a wheelchair. You know that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It just goes to show you.
Well, look at their heads. Americans, other people, they got smaller
I
heads,
don't know what it is.
smaller
I don't. I'm not gonna
jawline.
sit here and pretend like their
Like a
head
little,
structure.
well, hold on, I'm telling you, and they got like little necks, little skinny
Yeah,
necks,
but Tank
little
David's got a
head.
huge head.
He ain't. Yeah, he ain't. He's good. He's good. He ain't
Yeah,
fucking
but his
around.
head and his neck is fucking huge. Have you
Right.
ever
So you
seen
know,
Tank Davis in real
like,
life?
look, like me, I got a nice, good fucking head, jaw, neck. If you're gonna punch me, you gotta fucking kill me.
Yeah,
And
but you know what I'm
you
saying?
know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
Chicago kills. They word on the street, you're chinny. You know, girls knock you out. You know, everybody
Girls
knocks
knock me
you out.
out
Chicago kills.
with that
So
pussy.
shut
That
up.
shit knocked
All
me
right.
out,
You're
baby.
not nowhere near as tough as these guys. All right. So don't
No, I'm
even
not.
pretend to be.
I'm
Listen.
not.
All right.
What are you
Listen.
saying?
Stop it.
It's in the
Stop it.
Mexican frame, I guess.
Listen, you're not that Mexican. You're not that
Yo,
kind.
I'm
All
listen,
right.
fucking
take
Mexican.
over.
But
I'm fucking
Listen,
anyway,
my guy.
Takeover says Mexicans get all the email belts, gifts from the, especially from the
Nah, we
WBC.
fight for our belts. We fight for our belts. You know that.
take
We
shots.
And
die
Take
then,
for
shots
those
at him.
belts.
yo, Long Care Pro says Canelo tiene más milla que una craquera.
Damn, they not gonna get on Main Street on a Friday
Hey,
night? Because
let's
that's a
talk
lot of
about
miles.
Hey,
let's talk
That's
Boo
a
about
Boo
lot of
says it's
Zuffa.
not a
miles.
coincidence.
Well, one, I got a lot of insight on Zuffa, Dana White, and the UFC and keeping them tight together. So I feel like the UFC is kind of going down the drain, even though they're having a fight right now at the White House. It's not really a big card. The fighters that are fighting on the card, they're mediocre. They're not big sellers. UFC is kind of going down, and I feel that Dana White feels that, so he needs to jump into something else. And so,
Well,
yeah,
no,
they're
no, no,
putting
no,
up the
no, no, no,
money.
no, no,
So,
no,
is it
no, no,
true that
no,
Devin
no.
Haney signed 100 million? Is that
Stop,
true?
stop, 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 stop.
I'm
Uh,
always wrong to this guy. He
Chicago
never
kills.
sees.
Wait,
He
wait, wait,
never
wait, wait,
sees
wait, wait, wait,
media
wait,
right
wait, wait.
or
If
title
you're gonna
right.
make, okay,
Yeah.
look,
Hey, but those are
I
facts.
believe, I believe that everybody's entitled to their opinion. I believe that. I have my own opinions on some views. You have your own opinions and some views, but opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
You're being
The
too
problems
PC
with
right now.
opinions are when you say them, sometimes you're going to have to back those up by facts. The problem is Dana White didn't leave UFC because the UFC was failing. No, that's a lie. Okay. Dana White didn't leave the UFC because of any of the reasons I bet you're probably going to think of, rather than the real reason than what he left. The real reason why Dana left the UFC, because he never owned it.
Dana didn't
He
leave the UFC. He does
stop,
own. He
stop,
sold his part for
stop,
4 billion.
stop, stop,
Those are
stop,
facts, round one. Those are
stop,
facts.
stop.
Why? I'm
Just,
telling you facts.
just stop,
I want
just
to listen
stop.
to the facts.
I listen. They're not facts, bro. Okay, listen. I'm gonna tell you the facts. I'm telling you, Dana White was only the president of the UFC the whole time.
He was
He
one.
never owned. He
Third one.
never owned. Stop, man.
Look, the
He,
Fertitta sold the UFC.
oh my
They
God.
gave Dana
I'm
White
gonna
four
mute Chicago
billion
Kills
dollars.
now. Okay, I'm gonna mute him because he obviously doesn't stop talking. Okay, now I muted him. Okay, I don't need your history lesson on UFC. I don't need it. I'm just telling you the facts. If you want to dispute me on the facts by saying who owned it, that's what I'm saying. He never owned it. So where am I going wrong by you explaining what I already know that the Fatellas owned it? Isn't that exactly what I'm saying? He never owned it. So by you going backpedaling, trying to explain all this other shit to divert what I already said in one sentence, he never owned it. Okay? So Chicago Kills, like a fan, he's going to go on and try to say all these different things, other than the fact that he never owned the UFC. He was the president, but now he actually, with Zuffa, is a legitimate president where he calls the shots. He only answers to one man, Turkey. Turkey has assigned him to do his job. Not for that Turkey can do his job for him. Why would he hire Dana White? You wouldn't need him then, right? Okay. So if Dana White is in the UFC and the UFC was bought by an entertainment company, meaning stockholders owned UFC. There are like 30 fucking people, actors, musicians, fucking you name it. Anybody and their mama can buy stock in the UFC. All the top stockholders control UFC. When the Fertitta brothers sold it, they sold it in the fact that they kept Dana White the president of the UFC so that he could feel like he's in charge. But he never was in charge. Not from day one, not from day two, not from day three. He only gave you the perception because Dana White actually did everything. He did
He
the heavy
was the
lifting.
face of it. That's it.
He was the face. He did all the heavy lifting. But Zuffa, but Fertitta brothers, they had the wallet. They had all the money. They invested in Dana White. Dana White made the UFC what it is today. The only reason why Dana White skated out to Zuffa, Dana White doesn't have as much as control as the UFC as he once did. All these stockholders are interfering with his job. They're saying, no, they don't like this fight. Dana White, like, who the fuck are you to tell me how the fuck my matchmakers make the fight? So he started seeing that he started losing his grip. The lawsuits started coming in. The UFC brand started to take a hit. But the UFC fights itself were still, they were there. They would still sell out anywhere they went. Although they were taking their stars and they were fucking, Pereira, they put him to fight in every weight division, every commercial, everything. They're really killing their stars in the UFC. So Dana White might have saw that he didn't have no more control. It's not that the UFC was going down because every day they're getting new fighters, right? And you just don't know who's going to be the next Conor McGregor. He can come out of nowhere. So that you never know. So in that aspect, I don't think that Dana White left the UFC because the UFC was tanking. Because that's not true, because they're still putting out good fight cards. I think that Dana White left the UFC because Turkey gave him more power, more control, more freedom to dictate and do what he wants, to feel like a real boss. Where UFC, Dana White literally made the UFC, but was never in power, no step of the way. He was always on borrowed money. Dana never fucking actually accomplished his ultimate goal. Was
I know, but he's still on borrowed money because he's borrowing Turkey's money.
Yeah, he never turned the corner where that if he made enough money, rather than the Fertillas sell the UFC, why didn't Dana buy it from them? Why couldn't
mute Chicago Kills so he could?
Why couldn't he just unmuted you? Chicago Kills. Why couldn't Dana White take his money if he really believed in the UFC and buy it off of them? Why did he let them sell it to an entertainment company? You see what I'm saying? Because Dana White never had. There was no point in time ever.
You're 90% right. 90%. The 10% that you're fucking up on and you don't want to admit it is that the Fertitta brothers made that bald fuck an owner. So he was a third share of it. And
tell him Chicago. Tell him Chicago. You almost said something.
Hold on, bro. You
let him finish.
You forget that, and they cut him $4 billion. They cut him $4 billion.
Okay. First of all, if you're gonna lie, have your numbers right. If you're gonna lie, right, Chicago, you should have your numbers right. How could the Fertillas cut him $4 billion if the UFC itself was sold for $4.5 billion?
No.
Yes.
They
Yo,
sold for
to
way
be
more than
honest
four
though, yo,
billion.
Chicago.
Okay,
To be honest,
Chicago.
nobody cares about UFC here. To be
Ain't
honest,
nobody,
So no, I'm
but
just saying because
Chicago's
that
is
was a
lying.
segue for Zuffa.
Chicago's is lying. Hold
Zuffa
on.
thing.
We're gonna put this up. I'm gonna end the live stream with Chicago's
Hey, that's what
lies.
I heard. Round one.
No, these are your
Wrong data.
lies. I tell
That's an
you all the
interview.
time. Stop
No.
copying, print, repeat. Do some research. We're
Bro,
gonna do research
research
because
is
Chicago
cool.
Kills is
Research
the
is
one.
good.
No,
I'm
no,
not in
no, no,
fucking
no, 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 no,
boxing
no.
school,
You said
bro.
enough.
I'm
We're
not in
gonna
boxing
find out.
school here. I'm here. I'm calling you guys. We're having fun. I'm not in fucking boxing college. I'm gonna do fucking research. Fucking Ness and his titties over there. Tell that motherfucker to do some push-ups. Taking all those peptides and got fucking man boobs. Hey, you got
Hey,
me
check
muted.
this
I
out,
can't hear you.
gentlemen. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, before we end the live stream, we gotta back up fucking Chicago's Kills statement here
Why did I fuck up or what?
about Dana White making an absurd amount of money, which was, according to Chicago Kills here, what was it, $4 billion?
4 billion,
And I
nigga.
said, Chicago
Fuck
Kills, how's
nah.
that possible if the entire UFC was sold for $4 billion? But Chicago Kills wants to porfiar me on this. So rather than argue my point, why don't we just put up what it says here? Let's see what it says here. The UFC was sold in July of 2016, right? What is the number Chicago Kills? Can you read that number for me?
Let me see. Yeah, but that's
Chicago, can
what
you
they're
read the
putting
number for
out.
me?
You don't think that it? No, I don't believe that statement, bro. I don't believe that.
You don't believe
I don't
this?
believe that.
ESPN
No,
is right there under the lister.
no, I don't believe that. Four
The
billion is really
worldwide
low.
leading in sports is right
That's a low
here.
number.
ESPN.
That's too low. I don't believe that. I don't believe the Fertitas are that dumb to
Wow.
sell out. And I don't think Dana would
Wow.
let them sell out for
Do
four
you not see
billion.
the Fatilas right here in the
I see
next
that.
article? Dana White on $4 billion UFC sale. There's Dana White and the two brothers
I
on
think that was just like
ESPN.
that was just Dana White's commission cut, 4 billion, and
Here we
that's what they
go.
announced. I bet they got like fucking 50 billion for that shit. 4 billion? Come on, bro. Be realistic.
Bro,
I'm not gonna
this
believe that.
is
That shit, I'm not gonna believe that. You could believe it, but I'm
you
not.
you are something else. Even when the truth is put in
Who the
front of
fuck
your
said that's the
face,
truth?
you
ESPN?
will not accept
Dana
the
White?
truth.
Why would they say that they got?
Look at. Dana White on $4 billion UFC
Yeah,
sales
that's his
sports is going to
commission,
next
baby.
level.
That's his commission check for getting
That
that
is
nah.
okay.
for
Let's
getting
play
that
the
$50
video.
billion deal. He got 4 bill.
Wait a minute, folks. Let's
Hell
believe
yeah, we folks in here, nigga.
Chicago's delusion
We folks in here,
rather
nigga.
than Dana White's
Gangsters,
explanation
niggas, nigga.
of the video of him saying what they sold the UFC for. Let's
Yeah.
listen to Chicago Kills because
Mhm.
obviously Chicago Kills knows more than the guy that actually did the deal.
So you
So
believe what
let's not
that? You believe that article? You
let's
live and
not
die on that
listen.
article? Yeah, I'm asking you a question, round one. Do you live and die on that article?
No, but I live and die on this.
You
What
said
Dana
no.
White himself says. There's a
So
video. It's
you live
playing
on.
right now.
All
Excuse
right.
me, sir. Excuse me, sir. You asked me a question, I'm answering it. I am playing a video right now. If you look on your screen, that is playing and is explaining the articles that were posted by countless. And wait until you see the rest of the video. Dana White himself come out and say what the deal is for. And even if I play all of this, Chicago Kills, you still say no. Even though you hear Dana White himself say it, the Fatellas, they can show you the contract, the picture and the date of the signing, the newspaper article, when they sold it, the receipts, the tax forms, and you would still say no.
Let's
You
do
know
it. Keep
why?
the show going.
You know
Shit, keep the
why?
show going. Play that shit right now. Let's see. Let's hear it.
It's right there. It's
Play that
playing.
shit, nigga. Play
I
that
haven't
shit.
stopped it.
This is Chicago. We gotta see it to believe it. What's up?
So obviously the fighters are the main draw, and
Play that bullshit.
yet White's kind of the guy that's.
Here we go.
Means what?
Yeah, that was one of the first questions I asked Dana White, because one thing that the Fertittas always did is that they cared about this sport. Of course, it was about making money. They're businessmen. They come from the casino business in Las Vegas, and they're brilliant businessmen. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to sell this thing for $4 billion. But they did care about the sport.
For $4 billion
to a new level under their leadership. It was sanctioned in different jurisdictions where it wasn't before. It was taken globally. It has gained a respect that it lacked before they bought it. So initially, fans are going to ask, well, now that the Fertittas
who the
are
fuck
out,
is this
is
guy
that
that they're
going
gonna
to
tell
continue?
this
Is sport
fucking
going to be
dweeb
viewed the
the whole
same?
truth?
Dana White tells me
Bro,
absolutely
you're
will.
calling him a dweeb.
I know
This
who
is
this
a
guy
fucking
is.
credible
I know who this
analyst,
guy is, bro.
reporter.
And this guy is a fucking schmuck.
No. You're not respecting that he's on ESPN, that he actually has a job, and that's his profession, and that he
get it.
can't be wrong.
I totally get it. I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Bro, no, I don't think you hear the fact that you're a little, Dana White. It's what I'm saying to you is the truth,
I
brother.
hear you.
Well,
I'm telling
that's
you.
like hold on, Edwin. To be fair, that's like Max Kellerman saying that the Zuffa
Oh,
belt
fuck
is
you.
the. Hey, he's a credible source, ain't he?
Shut up.
And
Listen.
Max Kellerman is
What I'm
the
saying to
source.
you is, well, listen, the whole conversation was this, that I said that I believe that when you said that Dana came running to boxing with his tail wrapped between his legs because
I
he
didn't say
saw
all
that
that.
UFC was falling, I just needed to stop you right there. I'm not going to allow you to shit on another combat sport like that when that's not true. I think that Dana White just came over here because he has more power, more control over what he dictates, the rules of what he's building. He's building another UFC. He sees everything he did wrong in his first endeavor with the UFC. Everything he did right, everything he did wrong as a man coming up, building a brand. He's giving another opportunity in boxing. I think he's going to do a better job in boxing. I think he's coming after the fighters the right way. I think that Dana White is doing a lot of good things for Zuffa. He's definitely, whatever he's doing, he's getting these guys to come out to listen to him. He's getting Edgar Berlanga, Richard Hitchens, according Jaya Pataya, now Devin Haney, allegedly, and much fighters. Even Bam Rodriguez has been
real
on
quick.
this, and a lot of Robert Garcia fighters have been also reported to be crossing over. There are a lot of big announcements to be made. And there's a lot of announcements that I've already heard, but I haven't reported yet because I just can't report that to be true. I'm not Chicago Kills. I'm not going to say whatever I think. I need something to back that up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said, when Devin Haney signed, is this a question? Because more than once I have specified, and me and Frontline, that we have not found anything online that Devin Haney or his father stamped this to be true.
But they gave him $100 million. They're offering him, or what's
I don't know. I'm just recovering. I'm reporting a story so that we have something to talk about on a fucking Thursday night or whatever, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I'm doing my due diligence as a boxing content creator. I'm coming out and I'm asking you guys, what do you guys think about this? Okay, don't shoot the messenger. Right? We're up tonight. We're talking. We're having a great time. And we got Chicago Kills up here spreading ridiculous lies. No. So even almost more awesome time. And I love Chicago Kills for coming up here with these ridiculous fucking accusations. But he is a remarkable fan. And Chicago, I have to take shots at you when I can. Because you make it too easy. You make it
greatest city in the world.
Too easy.
Hate on me for something?
No, hey. Chicago is actually known for the Windy City.
We're known for a lot of things.
No, they're known for the Windy City. And you're from Chicago. I swear to God, if you can't answer this,
I know where it came from.
Why is Chicago Kills named the Windy City?
It all started with fucking the mayors in Chicago talking shit to each other.
You are right.
Or
You are
or
100% right.
or they say it was the New York mayor actually talking shit about Big John Hinkerdink.
Okay, now
Calling
you
him,
branched off
that
to a
city's
wrong
nothing
side.
but a
You are
bunch
no
of
longer from
windy
Chicago.
city.
They need to revoke your Chicago license. You were going good, but you fucked up. Okay,
No, but that's the actual
actually,
story.
wrong.
That it was a New York mayor talking shit about a Chicago mayor
Jesus Christ,
being
and you're
full of
from
shit.
Chicago?
Being full of
Can
shit.
anybody from Chicago,
Dude, I'm telling you, you don't want to fucking believe
please,
me. You don't want to
before
believe
I
anything
do
I
it,
say.
before I do it,
Hey, if I'm
before I do
wrong,
it,
I'm wrong.
can anybody from Chicago answer this question? Because this Chicago native, they need to kick his ass out of Chicago.
I just
All
told you,
right?
and you were like, you're
Chicago is
absolutely
the
right. You're
biggest.
absolutely right. And then I
Oh,
started looking.
yeah. Yo, listen. But anyway, I'm going to tell you guys what it is because apparently a Chicago guy can't even tell you about
Bro,
his own
Chicago
goddamn
is the
city.
most gangsterest city. It's crazy.
So anyway, let because I know he's going to interrupt me. I got to mute him again. All right. Listen, anyway. Chicago is known for the Windy City because of the fact of the bonchinche. They say in Chicago that if you say something and it came from like the mayor's office, you would find out about it by noontime in the inner city in a time when they didn't even have beepers. It was like they didn't have no internet, no nothing. They called it the Windy City because everywhere you went in Chicago, you went to say something to somebody and they're like, yeah, I heard about that. You're like, damn, you heard about that? How the fuck did that news travel fast? And they said that Chicago flowed like that, that you couldn't watch what you said in Chicago because it would literally make it from one side of the city to the other type shit. That's how they were. Well, if I was to sit there and actually think about it, so you're saying that Chicago doesn't know how to keep a secret? They some bonchicheros from Chicago Kills. What do you got to say about that?
Okay, actually, we are the most biggest city that never snitches on anybody. And
Stop
to be
it.
honest, let me
Stop it.
finish. Let me finish because New
Stop
York was a
lying.
bunch of tricks. Boston was a bunch of tricks.
Stop
Detroit
it.
did, and
Stop it. You
we
guys
did.
got
And
just
hold
as
on, let
much
me
as
finish.
snitches
All
as
right,
everybody else
what
does.
the fuck?
That's no more. You that's
We were
no
the look.
more.
The boss of Chicago, who was Tony Accardo, the big tuna, never did a day in jail. Bro, the way the Chicago outfit had the motherfucking city on
I
lock
wonder
was
why
like,
he never did a day in
dude,
jail.
because he had the judge.
Yeah. Wait. We locked it. We killed your voice. No one can hear you right now. Anyway, I muted you. You're a liar. You're a liar. Don't be coming up here trying to say that there ain't no Chicago natives that motherfucker don't snitch. All right? Because that's some bullshit. No matter where I ever stood in my on planet Earth, it's just a diversity that's just bullshit. So your gangsters are no more better or stronger than New York's, Florida's, fucking. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I learned that a man is no more different than another man, no matter where he's from. And just because you're from Chicago, that means nothing. That means absolutely nothing. There's a better killer in fucking Omaha. You know what I mean? Nebraska. That he shot Terrence Crawford in the head. But anyway, like I'm saying, your killers are not no better than nobody's, not even a second. Your city's no greater than any other city. There's nothing different about Chicago than New York, California, Florida, LA,
Hey, you got to
Austin.
watch out with South. You got to watch out with Chicago though. He trains with Southpaw.
Oh my God, that's the only difference. If you train with that guy, now we're talking.
He trains with
Yeah,
Southpaw.
that's the difference. But
Yo,
Chicago,
shout out to D1 and
Chicago,
shout out to
don't even
D1 in the
try
building.
that. Don't even try that. Don't even try
Oh,
that.
I can't
Chicago's
respond.
like
I can't respond.
no. Don't even wait. Before you respond, don't even try that. Chicago's even 1% tougher than anywhere on the planet because that's just
Well,
a lie.
all I gotta say is, and I'm gonna shut you down with this: that any city you go, you get Chicago news.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. You get the Chicago news, Channel 9, WGN, Fox
Okay,
32.
so wherever you
So
go, you
you
also get the
wherever
New
you
York
don't get
news.
Boston, you don't get New York news, you don't
Yeah,
get
you
LA
do.
news. No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't, bro.
Yes, you do.
But you get our news.
Are you insane, Chicago?
You get our news, bro.
Okay, wait. Stop. I gotta know. This is fucking interesting. Where the fuck did you go on the planet that you only got Chicago news? Please enlighten me. Tell me about this lie.
When I was in Boston, I was in Brockton.
Okay,
I was
wait a minute. So what you're saying is,
yeah, there's WGN.
okay. So what you're impressed is that you got Chicago news
Yeah.
in Boston, but you didn't get Boston news in Boston.
In Chicago. I didn't get Boston news in Chicago. Or when I was anywhere else, I didn't get like, oh, here's what's going on in Boston, or here's what's going on in New York.
Okay, check this out. Right? Okay.
Why is that?
First of all, right? If I was to get Chicago news in Boston, and for some miraculous reason I went to Chicago and I didn't get Boston news in Chicago, you know what that would mean? That you're not rich enough to get cable. That you're too fucking poor to afford Boston news.
Regular shit.
That's yeah, your regular shit doesn't even broadcast the Boston shit. So the fact that Boston channel and their antenna gets bought in Chicago, I guess their city's more advanced than yours.
Nah, bro.
That's what that says to me. First of all, that's what that says to me. Second of all, right? There is no plant, no country, no city that I've ever been to in my life, ever. I've been to Chicago, I've been to New York, I've been to Florida, I've been to LA, I've been everywhere. And I got to admit,
You ain't been to Chicago, bro.
the one thing I noticed about everywhere, they're all the same.
Where'd you go in Chicago?
Everywhere I went in Chicago,
Go.
listen.
O'Hara or Midway?
Wait. Stop. Check it out.
Down right now.
Okay, check this out. No, because what you're trying to shut me down is by a small-minded way of thinking. I know where you're going with this, Chicago. I know exactly where you're going, but that's just a small-minded way of thinking. You're thinking that boroughs and places that you actually live, because that's all you know. I'm here to tell you that there are way more frightening places than Chicago, and I don't consider them as dangerous as Chicago. What I'm telling you is, even though I've been to places more frightening than Chicago, I'm still saying Chicago is equal.
You wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying.
No Chicago alley in a bad neighborhood at night. You wouldn't walk down there with your hat, with that New York red hat, cocked to the right or left.
Okay,
hell no.
okay, Chicago. What you're saying is bullshit, my man.
Why? That's not bullshit.
Okay, because what you're saying is a dumbass shit. Like I would be dumbass. Like, well, hold on, stop. Like, I gotta mute this dude again. What you're saying is that I would be dumb enough to walk down Chicago without respecting Chicago with this fucking hat on. What do you strike me for? I would have a Chicago hat on if I was in Chicago. I would act like you guys, like I have some sense. You don't go to somebody else's town and try to be a badass. You're going to get fucking hurt. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that there's nowhere on earth that's tougher than anywhere else. It's just where you're from. I'm saying that if you went from Chicago and went to Boston with that bullshit, we would leave you in the bay. You would be in the bottom of the ocean with the rest of those big mouths. And if I went to Chicago talking that shit, I would be in a fucking desert or a fucking Chicago back alley street with a bullet in my head, wouldn't I? Of course. So what makes Chicago tougher than Boston, than New York, than China? Then you know what makes it tougher? Chicago kills because he lives there. Who gives a fuck? No one cares that I'm from Boston. No one cares you're from Chicago. Everybody only views their place the hardest. And I'm trying to tell you, if you're sitting here with a campaign that Chicago's this fucking tough ass fucking city, bro, save it. Because we all think that. I think that. Florida thinks that. New York thinks that. Fucking everywhere thinks that. So you're wasting your breath. You're acting like a 17-year-old kid that's trying to prove Chicago's tough. Bro, every fucking Framingham, Massachusetts thinks they're tough. Bro, are you kidding me? Yeah, I don't give a fuck how dangerous you are. And danger lives in every corner in the world, even in Beverly Hills, Chicago. You're going to sit here and tell me Chicago is way tougher than Beverly Hills, Florida. And I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Beverly Hills is not Chicago. Chicago's is not Beverly Hills. We all think that. So don't toot your own horn. I was trying to save you the fucking monologue. Bro, you don't got to convince me about your fucking city. I don't give a fuck. Neither does anybody else where they're from. We all rep where we from. Congratulations. You act like you said something. You're from Chicago. Big deal. I'm from Boston. Big deal. Boston ain't no more dangerous than anybody else. I don't think Boston is fucking dangerous than New York, Chicago, fucking nowhere. All I gotta be worried about is when I step outside of my house. That's it. I don't promote the violence in my city. I don't give a fuck if they're killing themselves. Fuck them. I don't give a fuck. I know how dangerous it is out there, but you don't gotta waste your time in trying to convince us how deadly Chicago your gangsters are versus every other gangster in the world. I'm not about to sit here and have a debate with you about how fucking Chicago gangsters are better than New York gangsters. Fuck out of here, bro. Didn't you all die? Fuck out of here, bro. We're all equal, man. Learn how to be equal. Chicago, what do you got to say?
I just want to say I appreciate you, man. I appreciate your platform, round one. You're never gonna hear from me again. Nah, I'll just fuck you with you.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew
I just
it.
want to say, and I want to apologize to absolutely fucking no one.
No one, because the double champ does what the fuck he wants. That's right, Chicago.
But this is where I got you on 2 points to make
What?
my point. Is
What?
that you said that if you ever came to Chicago, you would act like you was from the city.
You fucking right.
You would try to blend in like a motherfucker.
You're goddamn right. You'd be a dumbass if you didn't.
Nah, when I went to Boston, I didn't try to blend in like that. I was in Brockton, I was in Whitman, I was downtown motherfucking Boston, I was on the T, I was at MIT, I was all around there playing chess.
Notice you named everybody everywhere but hardcore Boston, and you went to every white neighborhood. That's all you named.
Hey, but aren't they hardcore?
You didn't come to Dorchester. You didn't come to Jamaica Plain. You didn't come to the Atlantic Projects. You didn't come to No. You named every white fucking place where that it was safe. I just noticed that. You didn't come to the hood. Come down there with your Chicago hat, talking that shit. You would be foolish. Yo, when you go out, the problem that I learned with myself when I was a young eagle, I thought I was invincible. I thought, yo, Chicago, if you think I'm wild right now, you should have met me at 25, man. I thought I was something else. Yo, listen, I was a part of a lot of crazy shit. And then
I was asking you,
one day, yeah, but I'm trying to kill that man. No. I'm trying to kill that man. That Edwin is dead.
No, but
never
came here to the real city. Where did you go?
No, listen, but wait, before I get to that. Wait, before I get to that.
First. Tell me that first.
Hold on.
Get to anything else. Because you've
Let
been
me
avoiding
get
this
to what
question.
I'm saying.
You've been avoiding this question though, round one.
What do you mean? I've been
never
avoiding
answered
what
my
when I
question
went to
9 minutes
Chicago? It's
ago.
not a big. It wasn't a
Where
big
did you
thing.
go? Because you just said that I went to the white suburbs. Where did you go when you
Where did
came to
I go?
my city? Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something. Technically, I drove through like 5 cities because I was in a truck. So I went to more cities than you.
What do you mean 5 cities? I'm talking about Chicago. Yeah.
Right, Chicago. I
Yeah,
drove through 5 cities in Chicago because I
What do
was
you mean
actually
5
in a
cities?
truck.
There's only one. This is just Chicago.
No, like
Where'd you go?
towns. I mean, like towns.
What were you doing in a truck, you little fuck?
I was working for a moving company and I was moving something.
Nah, you're a
Somebody.
little worker. You're a fucking worker ant in the city. Get out of here. We'll step on you.
Yo, but I was also
But hey, even
fucking.
though I was doing in the white neighborhoods, I was still around some fucking Boston ass motherfuckers that
Okay,
came
but
from
wait a minute. Wait a
Boston.
minute. Wait a minute. Stop, Chicago. You're
Nigga.
acting like I'm talking like I went down to Chicago to live or to fucking stunt, or that
You
I
did
ever
that.
said that I went out there and I was
I
fucking
did. You went to
shopping or
Boston.
anything. I said I went through Chicago.
Oh, you went, dude, nigga, I was there for like 2 months.
No, I went through Chicago. Not like you, where you were out here for 2 months within the white communities. Not like you. I wasn't hiding out like you. I was actually on a job going through there, right? But like I said, like I was starting to say, if you would have let me finish, I realized when I was younger that there was a version of myself out there. And if I thought that I was crazy, that if I went to another city, eventually I was going to run into myself. And I actually did. I
What
actually
happened?
did. I'll never tell that story. I don't ever want to talk about it. But I ran into myself. And the thing is this, is that if you think you crazy in the world, if you done crazy shit, trust me, other places will introduce you to that. And then I also learned when you grow up and you're on your mature grown man shit, that if you go to another person's city and you go out there and you respect and you go to your hotel and you go to visit, nothing ever happens. The second you venture out into the hoods, you're on your own. You start looking for that lamp life, that kind of shit, you're gonna find it. And whatever happens to you in between that time, you better be ready for it.
Hey,
Because that's
but
what I learned in life.
you come to Chicago, you go to the burbs, you go downtown, it's all hood, nigga.
Like if I went to Chicago on
Nigga,
vacation,
go to
if
the
I was to
burbs
go
of
to Chicago
Chicago,
on vacation,
nigga. These
yeah, if I was
gangsters
to
over
go to
there kill
Chicago on
your ass.
vacation, I go to the resorts, I go to downtown, everything
Boston's
would be
weak.
cool.
You got real suburbs out there.
Right. I would never run into
Weak ass
Chicago
city.
kills. I
Philly's
would
weak
never
as
run
fuck
into
too.
Chicago kills ever in
Where?
Chicago.
Where? Hell yeah. Everybody's
I
like
would
me.
never run into you because
Everybody's like me.
no,
I'm
no,
telling
no.
you,
See,
Edwin, bro. Everybody's fucking crazy. Everybody was looking to fucking kill you. Road rage
Jesus
everywhere.
Christ, Chicago,
Motherfuckers
you don't
trying to
understand
kill
how
you.
life is, huh?
And that's everywhere. That's in the
Nah, you
burbs. That's
really
in the
don't understand
city.
how
That's
life is, huh?
downtown. Because it's a culture out here.
You just don't get it, huh?
You gotta be crazy out here though, round one. You
You
gotta act
just don't
crazy.
get it, huh?
You got to, else you're lame.
All
You're
right, check
lame
this
if you
out,
don't
right?
act crazy.
Check this out, right? You know what
That's a
I
rough
learned in
life. That's
life?
a rough. I'm just saying that's a rough life.
You
We
know,
got it
you know.
rougher than you guys.
Okay, I hope one day you reached where I'm at, right, in life, right? You sound like me 10 years ago. You
How old
sound
are
like
you?
I'm 52. So
Yeah, you
you
got some
sound,
years on me. I'm 44.
yeah, you sound like me 10 years ago, right? Like 10 years
Yeah.
ago, whatever. I would be like, I sound exactly like you. Then when I grew up, I realized that you never see any of that once you grow up, because once you establish yourself, get a job, you pay for shit, you go on vacation, you go to these places, you realize real quick you don't eat in the same restaurants I eat in. While I'm
But
eating in this restaurant, you're eating in the bodega.
the
Our
thing is,
past
though, round one.
stop. I will mute you.
Please
Right?
don't
Check
mute me.
this
Can I
out.
just say something? Can I
Nah,
respond? Like 1 minute?
it. I gotta mute him, bro. I just got you. I got you, bro, because you can't argue with fucking shit. Listen to me. This is how life truly is. I'm trying to teach you something, my brother. You think I'm talking down to you. You think I'm talking through you. I'm actually not. Just listen. Listen. I said you sound like me 10 years ago for a reason. You need to be fucking listening, but you're not. This is how real life works. I thought I was trapped in this fucking everyday life down here, where that it was all like this fucking world that I went outside and it was gangsters, drug dealers, pimps, all that shit. I thought that that's all my life would be, brother. Okay? I come from that. I was born in Newark, New Jersey, the devil's asshole. I'm trying to tell you, you have no idea where I come from. You have no idea what I've been through at all. And I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to teach you something, Chicago, that once your level of life starts to level up like boxing, you no longer see you. I've gotten to a level that I no longer see the streets. And I'm going to get to another level. And I want to get to another one. You ever hear that expression, don't forget where you come from? I think that that's the worst expression I've ever heard in my life. I despise that expression. Because me, I'm trying to get as far away from where I came from and forget everything that happened back there. Every person that says, don't forget where you came from, motherfucker, every day I'm trying to forget where I came from. And I want every dollar to put me in that house as far away from everything I ever came from, bro. I want to forget all them people. I don't want no party, none of that. I want to meet new friends. I want to meet new people, and I want new connections. I don't ever want to see any of them. Ever. That's nothing but heartache, horror, and a few laughs, and a few good moments with a couple good friends. And I love them dudes. But I'm going to tell you right now, you do you, I'm going to do me. Because every day, all I ever want to do is forget about that fucking shithole I lived in. There is nothing glorious, nothing for me, nothing spectacular. Everything back there, I plan to leave it right there. I do not want any of that showing up at my house. Ever in my life. If you're not family or close friends, don't knock on my door. All right? I don't know about you, Chicago Kills, but I know as my life has elevated, I no longer see these people. I don't see the gangsters, the pimps, nothing. They don't eat, they don't shop, they don't do anything I do. A few of them big willie niggas, they still around because they got money. But soon, very soon, I'm going to pass them too. I guarantee it. And as soon as I pass them, I hope they never speak of me and I'll never speak of them. Because I'm trying to make a new beginning, a new era, a new set for my children to have a better life. For my family, for they can never, I want my kids to never remember where I came from. I want to wipe that out of their heads, out of their minds. So they ever say, what was your dad like? I hope they say I was an angel. And they never know or speak of everything I've done. For that, I will make $1 to protect my new family from. And I hope they never experience the shit I experienced. Ever. And I'm not proud, and I never will share a story with my daughter about any hood story I've ever done. Anything. I don't want credit for it. I don't want recognition. I don't want nothing from that. All I want is to put a smile on that little girl's face. That's it. And I will do everything in my power to do as such. Fight fans, love you guys. Love yourselves. I will be back on another one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. You guys have been amazing. I'm out.